flowers bloom, colors burst like a painter's dream come true. Roses red and violets blue, every petal whispers something new. From tiny seeds to trees so grand, every leaf and bird, it's all at hand. Hello, hello plant, welcome to the show, where every flower tells a story. Watch them grow. Hello, hello plant, in every shade and hue, for every heart and every hand, we've got something for you. Indoor greens and outdoor scenes, design your space, let your garden dreams glide. Personal touch with our garden design, free sessions to blend within your budget line. From tiny seeds to trees so grand, every leaf and bird, it's all at hand. Hello, hello plant, welcome to the show, where every flower tells a story. Watch them grow. Hello, hello plant, in every shade and hue, for every heart and every hand, we've got something for you. Now everybody, let's say hello, 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 hello. Hello, hello plant, welcome to the show, where every flower tells a story. Watch them grow. Hello, hello plant, in every shade and hue, for every heart and every hand, we've got something for you, just for you. In the morning sun, where the flowers bloom, colors burst like a painter's dream come true. Roses red and violets blue, every petal whispers something new. From tiny seeds to trees so grand, every leaf and bird, it's all at hand. Hello, hello plant, welcome to the show, where every flower tells a story. Watch them grow. Hello, hello plant, in every shade and hue, for every heart and every hand, we've got something for you. Indoor greens and outdoor scenes, design your space, let your garden dreams glide. Personal touch with our garden design, free sessions to blend within your budget line. From tiny seeds to trees so grand, every leaf and bird, it's all at hand. Hello, hello plant, welcome to the show, where every flower tells a story. Watch them grow. Hello, hello plant, in every shade and hue, for every heart and every hand, we've got something for you. Now everybody, let's say hello, 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 hello plant. morning sun where the flowers bloom, colors burst like a painter's dream come true. Roses red and violets blue, every petal whispers something new. From tiny seeds to trees so grand, every leaf and bird, it's all at hand. Hello, hello plant, welcome to the show, where every flower tells a story. Watch them grow. Hello, hello plant, in every shade and hue, for every heart and every hand, we've got something for you. Indoor greens and outdoor scenes, design your space, let your garden dreams glide. Personal touch with our garden design, free sessions to blend within your budget line. From tiny seeds to trees so grand, every leaf and bird, it's all at hand. Hello, hello plant, welcome to the show, where every flower tells a story. Watch them grow. Hello, hello plant, in every shade and hue, for every heart and every hand, we've got something for you. Now everybody, let's say hello, 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 hello.
Yeah, and we're live, Chris.
Hello, hello.
Tell us about the Growers Direct flash sale today and how it differs from our Easter one we've got going at the moment. So
Right.
Got some of the same items, but there's new ones too, isn't there?
Yeah, so what this is our Grower Direct flash sale, and with Easter looming, and Easter is the biggest gardening weekend of the year. It's a time when it's been too hot all summer, it was too hard to get out there, and all of a sudden people go, oh, it's cooled off a bit, there's an odd drop of rain, and I'll get back out in the garden. It's the time when Easter's the time when people traditionally go back into the garden, the weather cools down a bit, and so what we've done is that this one here, we've gone to our growers, and we've got our growers to give us some fantastic bargains, all aimed. And it's an incredible range of things. There's fruit trees, there's ornamental trees, there's autumn colour trees, there's blossom trees, there's weeping trees, there's non-weeping trees, every sort of thing you could possibly imagine. We've put a whole range, there's 100 different items, and basically they're all targeted at you being able to complete your Easter gardening project from our range on the cheap.
Fantastic. All right, and these deals are actually live right now, so you can head over to hellohellplants.com.au and you can start shopping away right now, can't you,
Yeah,
Chris?
that's right. Yeah, you can go to Hello. You can even come down here. A lot of these specials, you can grab them straight off the floor.
That's right.
Yeah.
And
straight
also,
out of my hand. You could be grabbing them now.
Yeah, absolutely. You can just come in 1477 Sydney Road, Campbellfield, and you can just get them straight off the show live if you're that desperate to get the products. Yeah. Also, we last week people enjoyed you getting into your pink tutu.
Oh,
Chris.
not today, not today. I'm not wearing it today.
What if we set a goal for getting you into your pink tutu?
Oh, look, I'm not too keen. What do you reckon?
What about 20? We can set a goal on TikTok and the other platforms. If you give us, I guess we'll go for like 20 likes and 20 roses. What do you reckon?
Oh, I'd need a bit more than that to do it.
What about 50 roses?
I've
50 roses.
In the industry, I'm known to be the nurseryman with the sexiest legs, and I'm not just doing it for nothing, you know.
What about 50 roses?
50 roses?
Yeah,
well,
come on, chuck it in there.
That's a possibility.
50 roses and yeah, chuck it in. And Chris will put that on.
Yeah, okay. So if we get 50 roses, I'll be putting these on.
All right, don't put it on yet. You got to get your 50 roses. I'll set the goal now, the target.
Yeah.
And if we get 50 roses, I don't really understand how it works.
And imagine those fabulous legs. Yeah.
All right, well, I think
we'll probably get 100 roses, people imagining that.
No, let's do 50 because I think 50 is that's a doable target. All right, and then we'll just say Chris in pink tutu once achieved. All right. All right. Well, while I'm setting this up.
Okay, let's get started. Let's start.
You can start
These
with our
people
first
are here
item.
to buy some plants.
That's
now,
right.
These plants are easy to buy. Buy them online. Buy them over the phone. Come in and get them. Now here you've got 10 dwarf Mondo grasses. Not $24.99, but $17.99. That's $1.79 each.
Wow.
I mean, that's cheaper than an egg these days.
That is, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm saving up for
eggs.
I'm saving up for some eggs at the moment.
There you go. We've pinned our target there at the top. So 50, 50 roses and Chris in the pink
grass,
tutu.
dwarf Mondo grass. You can grow it in the cracks in your paving. You can grow it as a nice little border. Loves the shade. Really loves the shade. So grow it in the shade. Beautiful plant. Dwarf Mondo grass. $17.99 for 10. Cheaper than eggs.
That's really cheap, and you can grow them in between pavers as well. They look really good. We've got the little video going in the background there. We can see an example.
Now, here we've got native violet. Now, native violet, fabulous plant. Grow it in the shade, grow it as a little border, grow it in a pot. And what's great is it's got these beautiful little flowers. I'll show them to you here. Look at these lovely little flowers here. Got these beautiful little flowers, and they flower 365 days a year. And normally they're $11.99, but right now, native violet, $6.99. So $6.99 for native violet.
Super cheap, and they grow good in shade, don't they? Those ones? Yeah. Fantastic, and great little ground covers as we look at the ground cover section.
Now here we've got a 16-inch pot lime lava. Now lime lavas are very, very popular, and what we've done is we've grown a few on. We've got little ones as well, but we've grown a few of these on. And we're doing these, they're normally $199.99, and we're doing these for $59.99. Now, I've planted these you can see out in the middle of the nursery, I've planted these in a great big pot, and it looks spectacular. They're amazing, and if you overlap them a little bit and you get a nice sort of crease there, it looks really, really fabulous. So these ones here for $59.99. I mean, at your local store, you probably get one the size of a saucer for $15, and this is only 4 times the price, and it's 10 times the size. Look at that there, $59.99, down from $199.99 lime lava.
All right, it's all part of our flash sale frenzy happening right now. There's only a few of those available, so these are all limited quantities available right now in our Grows Direct flash sale for Easter.
Dichondra Silver Falls, 6-inch pot, down from $14.99 to $10.99. Now, this is one of the most versatile plants that we sell. Actually, I'll show you the whole tray. Beautiful silver. Look at that lovely silver there. Look at that fabulous silver there.
Yeah, contrasts nice with your pink tutu, Chris.
Yes, it does.
In the background there.
So there we are. Silver Dichondra. Now, they are down from $14.99 to $10.99. Now, I plant these. Say you've got a nice red weeping maple in a pot. You can plant these and they'll cascade over the side of the pot. You can put these in a hanging basket, and then lots of times when I'm doing garden designs, there'll be an ugly wall, and you plant them on top of the ugly wall, and they'll cascade, a retaining wall, and they'll cascade over and cover up an ugly wall. So really good as to fall over and cover things. Or you can just grow them as a ground cover, like you might be planting a few English box balls, and you could do like a silver Dichondra lawn, and they're surprisingly quick growing and very, very hardy. So you can do these as a lawn, around your paving. One of the most versatile plants in our thing, and only $10.99.
Yeah, great in hanging baskets. Looks like they're good in like rockeries as well.
Yeah.
And this is all part of our Grows Direct flash sale. Chris just quickly wanted to mention that for those of you who might have just joined us, if you want to see Chris in his pink tutu today, just gift us those 50 roses there, or give us a few likes, and he'll probably just get in it, won't you?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
All right, let's look at the next product here.
So, Senecio blue chalk sticks in 3-inch pots, down from $6.99 to $2.99. So $2.99. Now, you might have a factory, maybe you've got a beach house. Maybe it's the entrance to your farm, and you want something that's, you know, nice and bright and silvery and great sort of ground cover, something that blankets out the weed and something you never have to water or worry about. What you're after is chalk sticks. And often also in landscape design, say I was planting like a giant leaf Gymea lily or something like that, or say I was doing several of them, I'll put these around the base, and it kind of, that silver blue focus your attention on a main feature. So they're great in the landscape for highlighting a feature. They're lovely and blue and bright. They're not worried by frost, they're not worried by heat, they're not worried by drought, they're hardly worried by anything. So, and these ones here down from $6.99 to $2.99.
Perfect. So this is all part of the Growers Direct Flash Sale Easter products. We just got a question asking, do you deliver to Southeast? I'm guessing Southeast Melbourne.
Yes, we do. And if you spend over $300, you've got a free delivery out to the Southeast. We'll run one of our vans out to the Southeast. And what we have here is a Ajuga Bronze Beauty down from $12.99 to $2.99. Now,
wow.
One of the common name for an Ajuga is a bugleweed. Now, I like the word weed in there, so what it is, if you've got some shady corner that's all bald because nothing grows in the shade there, plant one of these, or half a dozen of these bugleweeds. They're only $2 each, and you'll find they'll grow and spread and cover that whole area and turn that bare area into a lovely lush area, and they have a beautiful sort of bronzy colour, and that's why they're called Bronze Beauty. Very hardy, but sometimes things with weed in their name, you could think of it as a weed or think of it as something that's terribly easy to grow, like guaranteed success. So there we are.
All right, perfect. These are also part of the Growers Direct Flash Sale, only $2.99 each at the moment.
Right, so here we've got Dichondra repens reduced from $12.99 to $2.99. Now these are fabulous. You can grow these as a ground cover, grow them in the cracks around your paving. If you've got a shady area and you want a beautiful lush green lawn, I'd say it's a shady area where nothing, you know, where the grass just won't grow. Try Dichondra repens, and these ones are only $2.99. So at $2.99 you're getting a 6-inch pot. Normally $12.99. You're getting, it's the price of a tube. So a 6-inch pot for the price of a tube at $2.99. That's Dichondra repens.
Awesome. Now you can go to hellohelloplants.com.au and find these deals right now, and you can purchase them online. They are limited quantity as part of the Growers Direct Flash Sale.
Now here we've got white thyme, and they're reduced from $10.99 to $5.99. So $10.99 to $5.99 white thyme, and these are edible. They have beautiful white flowers. Make it beautiful. You can make a lawn out of them, put them between your paving, or you can just grow one in a pot and have it cascade over the side of the pot and enjoy those beautiful, that lush green foliage and those lovely white flowers. So beautiful plant, and they are down to $5.99 from $10.99.
Perfect.
No, you'd find at your local store, you, at $10.99 you probably only get a little tiny 4-inch pot or something like that. They might be $16 or something like that, and we've got them for $5.99.
Wow. All right, so it's basically half price. We just got a question. Do you deliver to Canberra?
We'll deliver anywhere, baby.
All right, so that's a yes then.
Yeah, but I'll be honest. To make it, there's two ways that we could deliver to Canberra. One, if you bought some little tiny plants, we could put them in the post, and the post is a little bit expensive and a little bit unreliable. Or if you wanted the main people that buy from us in Canberra are people that are doing a whole garden. And I've even done garden designs and set the whole garden design up there on pallets, you know. And plants are quite expensive in Canberra, so where we're very economical to a Canberra person is if you buy the whole garden from us and we put it on pallets, and it costs about $400 or $500 to put a whole pallet of plants into, but by the time you stack a pallet up, you can nearly get the whole front garden or the whole back garden onto one pallet. And so if you're after a garden lot, we're fairly economical. Other people from Canberra we have a lot of rare and unusual plants, and when they come to Melbourne, we're just right near the airport here, they'll buy a few plants and take them home. So that's the other. So there's really, pop in and see us if you're from Canberra, or if it's little tiny bits and pieces you want, put them in the post, or if it's a whole garden lot, we put it on a pallet and send it out.
All right, there you go. That's your answer for delivery to Canberra. It can be done. And this is the Growers Direct flash sale happening right now. We're just looking at ground covers and climbers, all on
now,
special.
Look at this vivid colour here, and you say, what's that? I'd love that in my garden. Imagine if this was in your garden next autumn. Now, these are amazing. These are ornamental grapes. Now, if you planted, these love a hot sunny spot with plenty of water and a little bit of fertiliser. So if you were to plant this in a hot sunny spot with plenty of water and a little bit of fertiliser, this could be 3 or 4 metres tall within a year. So you can have it up on the top of your pergola a year, and in another year you'd cover the top of your pergola. Now imagine this over your pergola or over your veranda.
Like that,
What you'd have is you'd have beautiful lush green in the spring, you'd have cool green shade in the summer, you could be sitting under it, and then in autumn you've got this magnificent red like that. Imagine sitting out under the pergola with a lovely glass of wine and this fabulous red all around you, and then in winter something fabulous happens. All the leaves drop off and there's no twigs on this. So what happens is the sun will stream into your pergola or veranda through the winter. So you can sit out there and enjoy the winter sun, and then in spring you'd be delighted with the lovely fresh green foliage. So that's your...
That sounds great.
Ornamental grape, reduced from $39.99 to $29.99 for a nice 8-inch pot ornamental grape. Wonderful asset in the garden.
Great, and for those of you who just joined us, if you want to see Chris in that pink tutu up on the table there, you just got to meet the target we've got here running on that little game we've got running, 50 roses.
Now we've got white carpet roses. Now this is really a plant that revolutionised the garden world. They came out in the early 80s, and they, to a large extent, they replaced the azalea. It's a low-growing, spreading plant, but it's very, very hardy. It lives year after year after year. I know of particular gardens of these planted in the late 80s where these are still growing strong. So they're still growing strong after 30-odd years. And they flower for 5 or 6 months of the year, and they're very, very easy to look after. A little bit of water, a little bit of fertiliser, a bit of a trim once a year. The guy that invented them famously used to cut them with a brush cutter, so that you don't have to fuss around with them like normal roses.
Wow.
They're like a cross between a weed and a rose, you know, like...
Sounds terrible. They look beautiful though. They don't look like a weed.
Yeah, one of our customers is a land development company, Sanctuary Lakes, and anyway, down there, they've planted 50 or 60,000 of them. They buy them 500 or 1,000 at a time from us, and they do whole traffic islands there, and there's nothing more glorious than driving through Sanctuary Lakes and hitting one of their big roundabouts, going around one of their big roundabouts with 400 or 500 of these, all madly flowering in white, flowering for 4 or 5 months of the year, 6 months of the year. I don't know how long they flower for.
Yeah, they're really hardy, aren't they? Because I remember I had one as a kid. I had a pink one that I looked after. It's very easy to grow, like super easy, hard to kill, basically.
Yeah. So fantastic
pretty.
plant, and often you get little tiny ones, and they're $25 each at your local store. These are big, bushy, healthy ones, and we're doing them cheap.
Costing?
We're doing them for $13.99. So
wow, it's gone back to the 1980s prices, hasn't it?
Yeah.
That's how much they cost in the 80s, I reckon. Like.
Now here we have a wonderful wisteria. Now, people know that when they plant a wisteria in spring, they're going to have the most glorious show of flowers, and they're fragrant flowers, and you grow them over the pergola. And if you plant an amethyst falls, you'll have a glorious spring flowering, beautiful mauve flowers. But that's not all. What happens when you plant one of these? Just around Christmas time, you'll start to get a second flowering, and then they're going to spot flower all through the summer and right into early autumn. So basically, they won't ever have a giant flowering in the summer, but you'll have green leaves with just that odd amethyst flower all through it. So really, this second flowering is a fabulous feature to have. It kind of almost beats every other wisteria. And normally these are very expensive, hard to get one. We've reduced them from $49.99 to $25.99. So half price, Wisteria Amethyst Falls, $25.99.
All right, hang on a sec, Chris. There's some difficulties in hearing you on TikTok, so we're just going to try and see if plugging us back in will fix it.
So imagine this. What we're looking for today is we're looking for 50 likes or 50 roses.
Well, hang on, they can't even hear us on TikTok.
No, but we've got other places.
Well, other places can hear us.
Yeah. So we're looking for 50 likes or 50. We're looking for 50 likes or 50 roses today, and I'll be donning this pink tutu and showing off my fabulous legs to the public.
All right, so everyone on TikTok, can you let us know if you can hear us now?
And 50 roses is a small price to pay to see those fabulous legs, isn't it?
Well, someone's laughing, so maybe they can hear us. Not sure. They might just be laughing at you holding a pink tutu in front of you. Anyway, we'll carry on.
Right.
Yeah, they can't hear you, just not the best. Too much background noise. All right, we'll try and sort it out, guys. Thanks for staying with us. We'll see what it is. It looks like it's just on one platform. The other platforms seem to be all right. This is just part and parcel with going live with the sort of, you know, bare minimum
The problem's
equipment.
alive, isn't it? Yeah.
The light, yeah. That's okay. It's all part of it.
So now...
No one's tripped over in front of the camera yet. So
no. So what we have here, people are all after dwarf lemons and dwarf oranges and things like that. This one here is a semi-dwarf. And the reasons why it's a semi-dwarf, it's not grafted onto an understock. It's actually grown from cutting. And this is going to be... It's not going to be a really tiny lemon, but it's never going to be big. It's going to be a medium-sized lemon, and it's a Meyer lemon. And Meyer lemons are the ones that if you want for juicing, they're an old-fashioned hybrid between an orange and a lemon. It's a very Australian one. You don't find these anywhere else in the world. But your Meyer lemon is great for juicing, thin skin, plenty of juice, great to grind off the edges. And when I was a kid, we had one down the valley, sort of down the side of the house, and we used to have it sort of as lemonade. And anyway, wonderful semi-sweet lemon. And normally these are $79.99, and this is $17.99. And I reckon this will be flowering and starting to fruit next summer. So Meyer lemon, $17.99.
Perfect. All right, so hopefully you guys can hear us. We're just in our citrus and fruiting plants section now. Just looking at the Meyer lemon. Then, wow, they're reduced right down to $17.99. Crazy.
Yeah. Now we've reduced this. Now this is a grafted avocado. It's a Hass variety, and we've reduced this to $69.99. Now this will be flowering and possibly fruiting next summer. It's a really decent sized tree. And if you're keen to have avocados in the near future, this is a great tree, and it's $100 off, $169.99 down to $69.99.
Perfect. And someone's just given you 5 roses.
Wow.
All right, we're going to do a 15-minute timer to finish this goal. So you got 15 minutes, guys. If you want to see Chris in his pink tutu, get those roses in.
Now,
someone's done roses on YouTube. That's so cute. Sylvia, I think that, how many roses is that actually if we count that? Anyway, all right, that's good. We'll count those and we'll count all the roses.
Okay. What we've got here is a Eureka lemon. Now, Eureka lemon is the best lemon. If you live in south of the Divide, if you live in that sort of maritime climate, and Eureka lemon, nice. This will be a sort of a medium-sized lemon. It's a cutting-grown lemon. It'll be a medium size. It'll have big fruit. It'll be nice and sour. Great for cooking. Great to get a bit of the yellow rind off, and not too many prickles. So this is the best lemon for people south of the Divide. Anywhere on the peninsula, anywhere in Melbourne, anywhere along our western coast, this is the lemon for you if you're in those areas. And these ones here have been reduced from $19.99 to $15.99. So $15.99, and you've got that lemon tree that you need in your backyard for $15.99.
Amazing. And just circling back to our Canberra customer, they were just saying, did you mention any prices when you were going over the delivery, or does it sort of depend on?
I think a pallet in there is going to be round the $500 mark for a pallet into Canberra.
And you can get quite a lot though on a pallet, can't you?
You could, if you sort of worked it out with one of our sales staff here, you could get 300 or 400 plants on there.
Wow.
Yeah, you know, small, big. You mix big and small plants together, you can stack the pallet right up, you know, up this high.
And especially if you're purchasing from our Growers Direct, you'd probably end up saving anyway. Like.
Oh yeah, you could pay off your freight and still have saved money and get into bigger, better plants than you probably could in Canberra.
Excellent.
So here we've got a Tahitian lime. And this Tahitian lime is reduced from $19.99 to $15.99. Now, one thing I recommend is with your citrus, never ever use citrus fertilizer. Your citrus fertilizer can release too quickly and push and kill your lemon tree. I've had lots of customers come in. Some people have had lemon trees for years, and then all of a sudden they've died. And I said, "Did you put some of that citrus for?" "Oh yeah, I put it on some couple of weeks ago, and then she died." You know, and so Osmocote releases slowly, and that's what lemons seem to like. So compost. The fertilizer for your citrus and your limes and your oranges should be compost and something a slow release like an Osmocote. Don't put on that stuff that they package up as citrus feed, because it can hit them hard, too much nutrients too quickly. And so anyway, that's a bit of advice. And these ones here, so you can get yourself a Tahitian lime, great to slice up and put in your Corona, not $19.99 but $15.99.
All right, there you go. Citrus lime, $15.99 at the moment.
Yeah, not sponsored by Corona.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Yeah. So
we're getting lots of roses here. We're just going to meet our target on TikTok and we're done.
Okay, so here we've got a blue rose blueberry. Now blueberries are fabulous plants. They're great eating. The kids love them. I love them. You can mix them up, sprinkle them on your ice cream. Wonderful things to have. And you can grow your own blueberries, and often blueberries can be a bit expensive, but right now we've got big bushy blueberries like these ones here. You can see they're autumn colouring a little bit at the moment. We've got them for $8.99, $8.99 for blueberries.
Amazing, that's very cheap, and it's all part of the Growers Direct flash sale. You can either come in store 1477 Sydney Road, Camfield, and purchase these direct, or you can purchase them online at hellohelloplants.com.au. The QR code is now on the screen too if you want to click that QR code, or we've left in the comments section on how to purchase any of these amazing priced plants.
Yeah, these plants are available to everybody. So basically you could come in here and you could grab a couple of these apples. These are amazingly priced apples. You can ring up on the phone and say, "Look, stick aside 2 of them, what's the names for, whatever, I'll be in later." And you can pick them up. You can order online. You can order over the phone. You can come in here and get them. And we deliver over most of Victoria for free if you spend over $300.
Yeah, our phone number, I don't think it's displayed, but it's 0393593331.
And the sort of thing you might want to grab, this is one of the latest apples on the market, and you'd expect to pay $50 or $60 for a nice 1 metre tall plant like this, and these are $10.99. This is Crisp Pink. Now Crisp Pink is basically, it's your pink lady shrunk down a little bit to a lovely little apple that the kids can eat, or you can enjoy for morning tea or something like that.
That sounds really good. Yeah. Are they still sweet, are they, at the small size?
All the flavour, all the excitement of a pink lady shrunk
for
down.
$11 too.
And not $50, not $60, not $70, but $10.99. So $10.99.
Wow, forget Woolies and Coles.
Yeah.
Oh, we probably shouldn't say that, should we? They might be watching us. Get off the grid is probably the best thing to say, isn't it?
Yeah. Now here we have, you can grow these for the kids. These are called Sweet Cheeks. Again, beautiful sweet apple, bred and shrunk down to being a small apple. And these ones, not $49.99. This is a grafted apple tree. You couldn't even buy these at the wholesalers for this. They're $10.99. So $10.99. Look at that. They're over a metre tall. Lovely, healthy trees. $10.99.
Excellent. And we've just got under 9 minutes to meet our goal. If you want to see Chris in the pink tutu, we just need to complete our goal here over on TikTok, which we have running right now. Just under 9 minutes to get him in the pink tutu. Just offer him the roses. Go nuts. He wants 50 roses, so keep them coming.
Now, in our growing nursery, we're growing these strawberries at the moment, and they've been fruiting like crazy. And this is the sweetest, nicest strawberry you'll ever come across. It's a good commercial variety, and they're reduced from $8.99 to 99 cents. That's $8 off. And hurry, there's only 60 of them. So
there's only 60 at 99 cents.
99 cents, but like get one of them for each of your kids. So you got 3 kids, get 3 of these, and you can be off the grid for strawberries through the summer.
That's right, and they just and then you can repropagate them too.
Yeah, that's right.
They go out of the pots and stuff.
Yeah, they spread themselves.
All right, it's Growers Direct flash sale, 99 cents. You can purchase these online or come in store. And the next product, Chris, you do have to do a bit of a manoeuvre. Everyone's getting excited behind the camera. You just go over here, we'll move the cameras around.
Here it is here, we'll flip the page. Right,
so
okay.
for this next product, there's only one of these available. So all of these plants are limited in quantity, but this especially, there's only one of this one. All right, let's move it over. Don't forget, Chris, if you want him in a pink tutu, you could have had him in a pink tutu, guys, but you're not quick enough. We've only got 7.5 minutes to get him in a pink tutu.
How many roses do we need to get there, or likes?
I can't see it, actually. Let me see if I can... We've got a few so far. I don't know, somehow the goal has changed. Just complete the goal. I've pinned it to the top of our TikTok. Oh, someone gave us 10 roses just then. They're very desperate to get you in. All right.
Okay.
Thank you to, I think is that Curious? Thank you, Curious.
Now, think of this not as the most expensive plant you've seen on our flash sale, but think of this as the most inexpensive sculpture you've seen. And what it is, this is an amazing plant sculpture, and it's reduced from $2,500 to $1,249. At $1,249, and you can have this amazing sculpture in your courtyard or out the front of your house. And it's a Myrtus luma. Myrtus luma have beautiful white flowers in the summer, lovely dense green foliage. With a bit of a clip, they're always going to stay small and manageable. Grow it in the pot or grow it in the garden. $1,249.99.
And there's only one of those available at that price, isn't it? That's a really nice one, isn't it? It's got plenty of heads on it.
And say you wanted that, all you'd have to do is ring up and say, give me that Myrtus luma, and you've got it.
Yeah, just call us 0393593331 if you want this particular, well, it's the only one at this half price. Or you can buy it online, which is hellohelloplants.com.au. Only one of those available at that price. I've nearly met the target here. It's all part of the Growers Direct flash sale.
Yeah.
Got a very big one. Here we go. Yeah.
Here, I think we should extend it for 10 more minutes because we don't want to disappoint the people who've been so generous with the roses.
Well, people are coming and going. We've still got 5 minutes. The goal could be met.
No, okay. Yeah. So here, look at this enormous advanced Japanese maples. This one here is probably 8 or 9 years old. It's a beautiful big bushy one, nice thick stem. Now these have beautiful red autumn colour, and it's one of the safest ones to grow in your garden. It doesn't have a bad root system, and it's a beautiful fine sort of plant. And Japanese maples work well in a modern garden, and they work well in a Japanese garden. And this is reduced from $500 to $189.99, and we've got 3 of them available. So 3 available at $189.99. If you were putting a place on the market and you wanted a beautiful big tree that everybody likes, everybody loves Japanese maples out the front to sell a property for $189.99, you could not go wrong.
Yeah, it's more than half price.
Yeah.
And it's huge.
Well, less than half,
you get an instant feature tree with that. All right, if you want Chris in the pink tutu, just 5 minutes to go.
Okay,
Keep the
so here,
awards coming.
Here we have a sensation maple. Now, sensation maples, they're called sensation maples because they start to colour in February and they have beautiful colour right through to autumn. This one's in a pot and it's not colouring so well. This will colour much, much better in your garden as you see these pictures here. But the great thing about sensation maples, they're a really good fast shade tree. They're a great specimen tree on a farm. They're used as a street tree, an avenue tree, really, really tough, incredibly, unbelievably tough. And then you've got that beautiful, the longest autumn colour, really from late February right through till end of May. You've got amazing colour with these ones here.
All right, perfect. All right, let's look at our next product, all part of the Growers Direct flash sale. So they're a third of the normal costs at the moment in this sale, basically.
Now,
we've got a big feature tree here.
Go down to your local nursery or even check on your Bunnings website and you'll find that a 6-foot weeping cherry in a 16-inch pot is going to be a couple of $100 or more.
Yeah, and especially that size.
And the most popular weeping cherry of all is your falling snow. Beautiful white blossom in spring. This one's going to be covered in beautiful white blossom in spring. And it's been reduced from $199.99 to $59.99. So $59.99 for a weeping cherry that's going to be covered in blossom this spring. Incredible deal.
It's nearly, what is that? Nearly a quarter of the cost that it regularly is. Yeah. You can purchase these right now. There's only 4 of those available, I believe.
Now, if you're wanting to have that sort of Hollywood look in your garden, if you go to Hollywood, you'll find the most popular and common plant is your Washington palm. So your Washington palm, beautiful orange trunk on it, a lot of texture, a lot of real character to it. And if you give them heaps of water and fertilizer, they grow like crazy. And if you just stick them there and neglect them, you can't kill them. So amazing plants, and reduced from $29.99 to $14.99. So get that Hollywood or Palm Springs look in your garden with Washington palms.
That's really good value, and they're quite big. These are part of the Growers Direct flash sale right now. Head over to hellohelloplants.com.au. Okay. Also, you've only got just over 2 minutes to get Chris in his pink tutu. You can see it in the background. Just meet the goal requirements to get you in.
Imagine this.
It's not going to happen, guys, if we've got to meet that goal.
Yeah.
2 minutes to go, guys.
Yeah, so what you should do, a couple of you just need to give us like 5 or 10 likes.
I don't know where we're at. The goal's gone all funky here.
Okay.
Bring us the roses.
Now, we just spoke about Japanese maples. We had a great big one there for $189.99. Now, these Japanese maples here are 3 foot tall, ready to really blossom in your garden, reduced from $18.99 to $14.99. So that's a beautiful Japanese maple. So anybody can have Japanese maples in their garden. Japanese maples are great because they don't have a big root system. If you're going close to the foundations or close to the house, there's not a safer tree than a Japanese maple, and there's not a prettier tree than a Japanese maple. So there we are.
Okay, great. It's all part of the Growers Direct flash sale. hellohelloplants.com.au, or you can come in store and purchase them right now.
Now, if you wanted an unusual magnolia in your garden, you'd normally think of paying 50 or 60 bucks, but we've got these Magnolia Exmouth for $19.99, reduced from $39.99 to $19.99. That's half price. Now, your Magnolia Exmouth is the one that I jokingly call a big gem. And basically, it's just like your little gem, but bigger and faster, with big white flowers. And they don't have many flowers, they'll just have 1 or 2 or 3 flowers at a time, but in summer they flower all summer long. And if you put one of these in your front yard or your backyard and it's a warm summer's night and you've got 1 or 2 flowers out, it will fill your whole garden with the most heavenly fragrance you've almost ever smelled. There's something about magnolia fragrance. It's got a sweetness and a spiciness that's absolutely unique to magnolias, and these really give off fabulous fragrance.
Fantastic.
So Magnolia Exmouth, $19.99, and to give those 2 years, they'll be 3 or 4 meters tall, and they'll be giving off beautiful fragrance.
That'd be good to line a driveway or something, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, well, there you go. It's all part of the Growers Direct flash sale. You said the price, didn't you? They're $19.99 at the moment.
Now, look at these crepe myrtles here. The biggest of them are close to 3 foot in height. And now this is, have a look at this label here. This is a vivid pink, crepe myrtle, a really rich vivid pink. And this particular crepe myrtle I'm particularly fond of, because what it does is every crepe myrtle grows different. Some of them grow short and bushy. And this one grows tall, it grows strong, and it grows really fast. And it has a most amazing vivid blossom, and then after that, fabulous autumn colour, and also has beautiful shiny trunk in that. Now, one of these 2 or 3 foot tall at your local nursery might cost 30, 40, 50 bucks. These ones here are $10.99. So if you didn't think you'd afford, say you might be on a farm or something, you could plant these right up and down the driveway at $10.99 and make a beautiful show in the future.
Wow, okay. I just wanted to let you also know we didn't meet our goal on TikTok. I figured out how it works. So we only got 5 out of 50 roses so far, and we didn't meet it in the 15-minute timeline. So unfortunately, Chris won't be getting into the pink tutu. But what we can do, we can set another timer and see if we can get that goal achieved again. How's that sound? Not to disappoint. There's been people that are really trying to get you in it, Chris, but we probably need more people.
Should we lower the target?
Maybe the target does need to be lowered. Let's see. What should we lower it to? Oh, I don't think I can edit it once it's set, unfortunately. So
okay.
Maybe an impossible target today. We'll see how we go.
Oh well.
Oh, here we go. Hang on.
I might get to keep my
What do you want to? Let's lower it. What do you want to do? One rose. I can lower it. So maybe we go for 20. All right. Let's see if we can get it done, guys. Only 15 more to go, and Chris will go into his pink tutu. All right. Let's carry on.
Now here we've got a dwarf red crepe myrtle. I'm going to show you. This one here is in flower, and you can see the beautiful red flowers. Have a look at this. Beautiful red flowers. Beautiful red flowers. It's not flowering much at the moment. Now, what's great about this is that this one here means that everybody can have a crepe myrtle. So if you're living in an apartment, you've just got a little tiny balcony and you've got room for just one decent sized pot in the corner, you can have a real crepe myrtle flowering next summer. And this one here only grows about 1 metre tall, loves a bit of a prune, grows happily in a pot, grows in a small garden bed, or you could plant a row of them right along the front of your house. So you can have a whole row of these with amazing red flowers, and they're going to flower like crazy in February and March. Amazing. Dwarf ones, now these dwarf ones like this often cost $20 or $29 or something like that. These are $10.99, so $10.99, and you've got a dwarf red crepe myrtle.
Amazing. All part of our Easter Growers Direct Flash Sale. We're open every day over the Easter long weekend as well. Let's keep moving along on the products.
Now here we've got a Shaina Standard maple. Now this is a maple that's going to be relevant to a lot of people. If you're back on the balcony and you want some beautiful maple colour in a pot, and the beauty of this standard here is you could plant this in a pot and you could put a beautiful thing like a silver Dichondra cascading over the side. And what will happen, this will become a thick bushy head, bright pinky red in the spring, sort of richer red through the summer, an amazing scarlet in the autumn. So an incredible source of colour for 9 months of the year, and beautiful ball on a stick, Shaina maple. Grow it as a specimen in a garden bed or grow it in a pot, beautifully colourful. And they're reduced from $149.99 to $119.99. $119.99 is a great price for a grafted maple.
Yeah, it really is. And thank you to Sylvia for all the roses we're receiving over there on YouTube. Much appreciated. We just need 15 more on, because we're on several platforms at the moment, we just need 15 more on TikTok. And Chris will get into that pink tutu there in the background.
Yeah. Now what's great about what we have here, these are about, I'm 6 foot tall, and we're allowing for the pot, these are about 5 foot tall, and they're a Jeffers red maple. And we're putting out a video. When does that video come out, Emlyn?
I think it's Friday afternoon.
Yeah, I was out driving around the other day, and the best red autumn colour I've seen so far this season, it was Jeffers red maple, and I shot a video of it, and we're putting it out. It is amazing, but these are an amazing tree because they'll grow in poor soil. They'll grow in hot, dry conditions. Bendigo, Shepherd and Ajuga, you name it, these will grow there. So they're a beautiful pyramidal shape. And these ones here are in a 10-inch pot, reduced from $99 to $54.99. So $54.99 for the best autumn colour tree you can get that's really, really tough and can grow almost anywhere in Victoria.
Yeah, wait until you see that video. Yeah. Your mind will be blowing on the colour, isn't it? Yeah.
The colour's like from another planet. It's just unbelievable. Better than any other red maple.
And it's because they're up in the hills, isn't it? Because these haven't changed yet, but those other ones are up in the cooler.
It's because these have been watered, actually. What it is, you're seeing a bit of early autumn colour right around Melbourne. Obviously, yesterday I was out and about and I was seeing autumn colour everywhere, and that's because the reason why you're seeing autumn colour everywhere, it's because it's been so dry. You're getting colour everywhere. Okay. And so these have been in a nursery and they
where they're watered.
And they're going to be slower to colour.
All right, great. So we're looking at feature trees now as part of the Easter Growers Direct Flash Sale.
Yeah. Now look at these. These have beautiful heart-shaped things. Now have a look at this. Have a look at this. This label here. Actually, I might take it off and show it to you. This would be one of the best spring blossoms in the world. It's a Chinese redbud. It's a very small, compact tree. But I'll just show you this label.
Wow, did they go like that, did they?
Yeah.
The whole thing showed the other camera there.
In springtime, the best, and it's a very early blossom. You're going to get this blossom, it'll depend a little bit on where you live, but for most people, this will blossom in August. It blossoms with no foliage.
Is that earlier than the plum, is it? Or
a bit later than the plum.
Okay.
And then you've got this fabulous heart-shaped leaf following the blossom. So a beautiful heart-shaped leaf following the blossom. Blossom in August. Compact, small tree. This is the blossom tree that almost anybody could fit into their garden. And we're doing a cheap deal on these. We're doing them for down from $39.99 to $19.99. $19.99, and look, they're 5 foot tall, really good value for $19.99. Chinese redbud. Get something exotic into your garden.
Yeah, absolutely, incredible. All right, let's keep moving along on our Growers Direct Flash Sale.
Now here we have June snow. Now in Australia, this should be called November snow. And so basically, Christmas is coming, and this one here will have beautiful, it'll be covered in white flowers to such an extent you'll feel like the branches are covered in snow. So incredible Christmas blossom in November, like so it's your November snow. They call it June snow because it comes from America, but lovely horizontal branches, amazing white flowers, and this is a really decent sized tree. It's about 5.5 feet tall, and it's reduced from $179.99 to $69.99 for a June snow. So
lovely,
if you live
nice
out
big
in Trent,
feature tree already.
yeah, lovely tree. If you were living in Macedon or somewhere like that, that'd be a fabulous thing. Now we were looking at the Sensation Maple, and I said a lot about it just before. Here's a Sensation Maple, and you can see it with the colour on it, and this is in a smaller pot. And this would be a good size if you were on a farm and you wanted a bit of an avenue, or you had a factory and you wanted something nice and colourful out the front, something to show your place off. These ones have been reduced from $49.99 to $24.99, so $24.99.
Perfect, you can purchase these right now as part of the Growers Direct flash sale for Easter, and we're open every day over the Easter long weekend. Just head to hellohelloplants.com.au. So this one's quite big, I'm going to try and move back so you can see it.
Yeah, so this is a Frank Jr. Red Point Maple.
It's about 5 metres tall, Chris.
Reduced from $3.99 to $2.39, so almost half price.
Almost half price, but it's like you have an instant feature tree with that.
Yeah, and really beautiful autumn colour. Have a look at these autumn leaves up close. Look at these autumn leaves, beautiful colour.
Yeah, very nice to that one.
Yeah. So if you want something sort of upright and pyramidal with fabulous autumn colour, you've got your Frank Jr. Red Point Maple reduced from $3.99 to $2.39.
Perfect. All right, let's reach those gardening glam goals there. If you want Chris in the pink tutu, just need 15 more roses.
Now these are just getting to their. Have a look here. Have a look up close at what it is. Your ginkgo, have a look at this golden foliage here. Your ginkgo, it's amazing golden foliage. I've noticed that when you see these out in the countryside, they glow, and you'll notice them a kilometre away. This amazing sort of yellow hint of orange glow.
Yeah.
And I think that they are the best golden. So if you haven't got any golden autumn colour in your landscape, a ginkgo is a great way to do it. And they're a slow growing tree that doesn't get too big too quickly. And these are reduced from $39.99 to $23.99. So $23.99. They're a metre tall. They'll be putting on quite a good show real soon.
All right, goal's been achieved, Chris.
Wow.
Someone just did 15 roses. So what that means for those of you who've joined, Chris will have to get into his pink tutu, so we'll have to get him to go off.
So what we've
How
got
long
here,
are you going to wear the pink tutu for? Is it for the remainder?
for the remainder of the show, unless people pay another 100 what's names, and then I'll take it off.
All right, so Chris will go get into that. So well done to, I think Beck finished it off. There you go.
Could people do
That's
dislikes?
your doing, Beck.
What should we do? Show them this orangeola while we're getting changed.
All right, well there's the orangeola, but before we get stuck into that, I just want to mention that all these products are available right now at hellohelloplants.com.au, and you can actually purchase them. They are limited quantities, and Chris has selected products which are perfect for Easter gardening. So all of these products, we can have a quick squiz around here behind the scenes where the boys are working really hard. There's a few more to get through, so we will have to sort of race through the last few products, but if you do miss any products today, you can go to our YouTube page, which is just Hello Hello Plants at YouTube, or just go to YouTube and search for Hello Hello Plants, and you can re-watch this live if you missed any of the products that Chris was speaking about and you want to learn a little bit more, you want to find out how many items we've got, that sort of thing. You can head over to our YouTube page once this live is finished. Or you can go to, if we have a look in the background, you've got that QR code up on the screen there, which takes you to directly to the Growers Direct flash sale page. So don't miss out on these deals. They literally are limited in quantity, and it will run for a week. There's actually going to be another Growers Direct flash sale on this Saturday as well, which has feature trees, all advanced feature trees. So if you want advanced feature trees, stay tuned for that Tuesday, 12 p.m. All right, Chris is back now. He's in his pink tutu. He's going to do the rest of the show in the pink tutu. So well done to those of you who made that happen.
So look at this.
Now, okay, so if you don't like this live, leave us some dislikes and we'll work out a goal for the dislikes.
Yeah, give us 20 dislikes and I'll take this off.
20 dislikes to get him out of the pink tutu and back into his pants. What do you reckon? I don't think you can do dislikes on the social platforms anymore.
Anyway, so here we
let's
are.
move along.
Here we are, Orangeola maple. Now, these are sort of beautiful purple in spring, various different colours, and then as you go into autumn, they take on an amazing orange glow in their autumn colour. So a beautiful orange glow in autumn, and one like this tree here, this would be from the seedling here be 5 years old, and the head on this would be 3 years old. So this is an 8-year-old maple, and they're normally around $500. It's been reduced to $239.99. So $239.99, Orangeola maple. And these are kind of a collector's piece, and where the Orangeola differs from some of your other weeping maples sort of go up and out and then down, your Orangeola tends to fall straight down, so it's quite good. It's great to keep in a pot, and it's very good to put in a sort of a compact garden area.
Yeah, what's the price again?
$239.99, which is crazy for an 8-year-old tree.
From $549.99.
Yeah.
Yep. $279.99 actually. And Beck just says, have a lovely Easter. Looking beautiful there. She's the one that got you into the... well, she ended the goal. Actually, there's a few people that contributed, sorry, I should say.
Okay, thank you very much.
Curious and Beck were the main contributors.
So there we are, Beck. Thank you.
And we should also thank Sylvia, who's eagerly on YouTube really wanted you in that pink tutu as well.
Now, this doesn't look so good. I'll probably have to take this label off and show you. Basically, this is losing its leaves. It's a Norwegian maple, and it's basically a ball on a stick. Now, some of your ball on the stick trees, what they do is that some of your ball on the stick trees, they have suckers and they do all sorts of terrible things. This is a tree without vices. Now, have a look at that. See, you can see that that's a beautiful ball on a stick, fabulous maple, big maple leaves. Really, really nice tree to have. And normally you really couldn't get one of these for under a couple of $100. And this one here is on sale today for $99, down from 200 and something down to $99. So $99.
Perfect. More than half price off.
Acer globosum.
Yep. So we'll have to rapid rush through these next 60 odd items.
Okay.
We only have an hour or so to go now. But it's all part of the Growers Direct flash sale, so go for it. You can come in store, go online. You can call our sales staff. They're all on standby, ready to take your call and take your orders on these items. 039359 3331. Now,
forest pansies have been really hard to get. They're a super popular thing. Amazing, vivid, sort of mauvey pink flowers in springtime, followed by almost black heart-shaped leaves that then turn purple and various different colours. And then ultimately in June, it'll go every different colour when they have their autumn colour. And this one here has been reduced from $299 to $169.99. So $169.99 for a 16-inch forest pansy. So $169.99 for a 16-inch forest pansy. Beautiful tree. And lots of trees have coloured foliage, but few trees have fabulous blossom and fabulous coloured foliage and fabulous autumn colour.
Perfect.
So,
there's only a few of those available. We just have a quick question we'll answer very quick. Do you have hibiscus? If so, how much? Do you know?
I think you've got hibiscus out there in 6-inch pots for about $16.99, a couple of different colours.
All right, there you go. Babes, I think that's how you say your name.
So here we've got a red dragon maple. This is rather a slow growing one. Now it's been grafted up. It's got 2 heads. Now, if you're a human, having 2 heads is not such a good thing, but Japanese maple, 2 heads is the ultimate. Lovely and bushy, and this is grafted here and here. The heads are rather small, but if you plant this in 2 or 3 years, this is really a collector's one. Very, very vivid red, reduced from $439.99 to $189.99. This would be 5 years old. Give it another couple of years, it'd be something your friends would be looking at and say, wow, where'd you get that from?
Lovely.
Beautiful maple.
Garden deals galore on the Growers Direct flash sale, Easter flash sale happening right now. Let's move along to the next product.
Now here's a plant that looks fairly ordinary for most of the year. It's a snowball bush, but in springtime the demand for these is uncontrollable. People start seeing them around the suburbs, and what happens is that on one bush you could get 400 or 500 or 600 beautiful snowballs. It's a medium to large growing bush, and it gets covered in these amazing snowballs that last for quite a few weeks in spring, and they look absolutely amazing, glorious, fantastic, and it's a very, very exciting tree to have. So snowball bush, and they are reduced from $41.99 to $16.99. So $16.99, you've got a nice big, and this will be snowballing this spring.
All right, great. I'm just going to set up a new goal to get Chris out of the pink tutu. What would we say? 5 something.
Okay, so
just keep going. I'll work it out. Don't worry.
Okay, here we have got Lavender Avon View in 8-inch pots, reduced from $26.99 to $10.99. Now, if you go down to your local nursery, a little tiny 6-inch pot of lavender is going to be $15-16. These are $10.99, and they're nice big bushy 8-inch pots. These will have beautiful fragrant lavender flowers by springtime. Lavender Avon View, one of the best lavenders for hedging or growing as a nice bushy specimen. Lovely and fragrant. Actually, my hand's covered in fragrance just from caressing it there. And now we've got the Hyder Range Macrophylla White.
Amazing. All part of the Growers Direct flash sale.
Yeah. Now, what it is everybody's out looking for those big ball hydrangeas, and the most sought after big ball kind of hydrangeas, they're the ones with a big ball like flower. You can see them up on the screen there now. The most sought after one is the one with the pure white flower, and this is it. And normally you won't find them in your local nursery for under $30-40, and this one's here are on sale for $12.99. So $12.99 for a ball hydrangea. Look at that.
Yeah, absolutely
Beautiful, healthy. There's the label there. $12.99 for a ball hydrangea. You cannot go wrong. If you've been looking for those big ball hydrangeas, there they are for $12.99.
Lovely. And if you want Chris back in his pants, we've set up a goal 15 ice creams to get him. I don't know who will do that. Maybe it won't happen because I think they're loving you in the pink tutu, so we'll see.
So there we are. Do you want this off?
You want it back? If you want him back in pants, you have to do 15 ice creams as the new goal, okay?
Yeah. It's funny, my granddaughter doesn't like me wearing a pink dress, does she?
Nah.
She says she likes me dressed up as a man.
That's right.
Anyway, so iceberg rose, 4-foot standard. Now, the 4-foot standard icebergs are normally pretty expensive. These have been reduced from $79.99 to $49.99. They've got lovely thick stems. They're second-year stems, beautiful, strong, straight stems. These are beautiful, sturdy plants. They've been over a year in the pot, and they're $49.99.
Amazing price actually for that size. It's a very good price. Usually $80. Growers Direct flash sale, all available right now.
Now, we normally sell these for $14.99, and this is your white Gara, and it's a little bit newer than the normal white Gara. Basically, the normal white Gara that was around up until a few years ago has a pink bud and a white flower. This one has a white bud and a white flower, so you've got a really, really extra white look. So if you've got one of those green and white gardens, you can fit Garas into your garden now because this is white on white. And normally you'd pay quite a lot of money for these, but these have been reduced from $14.99 to $6.99. So $6.99 for beautiful white Gara.
Beautiful, lovely and big too already to do a quick garden design. Right.
Dwarf Nandina. Now, you can plant these up the drive, do them as a hedge, do them as a border, plant them around your factory, put them, mass plant them on your farm. My dad had a farm at New G, and he had hundreds of them up and down the driveway, and in winter they turn bright red and they look absolutely fabulous. So this is the lowest maintenance, easiest care plant that we're possibly selling here today. And often, like at your nursery, these sort of $12, $14, $15, $16. But right now, nice bushy healthy plants here are $4.99 for Dwarf Nandina. So $4.99 for Dwarf Nandina.
$4.99's limited quantities on all of these products, part of the Easter Growers Direct flash sale. 15 ice creams on TikTok to get Chris back into his pants. And just a quick one here asking from Peo, are there any bougainvillea?
Not on this sale, no. Okay. But we've got bougainvillea here, and we can get we've got quite a few varieties of bougainvillea we can get in. If you go to our website, you'll see a whole range of bougainvilleas available right now.
Plants.com.au.
Yeah.
Great.
So Nandina Moon Bay reduced from $14.99 to $6.99. Now these are a great low maintenance plant, and you can trim them into a ball or just have them as a natural bushy ball. And at $6.99, that's fantastic value. So if you're a landscaper, a factory owner, and you need to fill up that garden with something tough and something beautiful and something that'll still be looking good in 5 years, you cannot go wrong with $6.99 Moon Bay Nandina.
Fantastic. Let's see what we've got next here on the Growers Direct flash sale. We're looking at foliage plants and flowering shrubs at the moment, all on special in limited quantities.
Right, so here you've got Agave attenuata. Now, Agave attenuata is a great plant to grow in a pot and neglect, or maybe you've got a windy rooftop or something like that where you've got an apartment. These are fantastic. So if it's windy, if it's hot, if it's dry, if it's difficult site, and you need a real feature, these grow absolutely enormous. They'll grow, plant this one, and in 2 years' time he'll be over 1 metre across, and quite a spectacular feature. And they are normally pretty pricey, but we've got them here reduced from $19.99 to $7.99. $7.99, Agave attenuata, that big, exciting plant.
Yeah. All part of the Growers Direct flash sale.
Get that exotic feel in the garden.
hellohelloplants.com.au. If you want Chris back in his pants out of the pink tutu, we just require 15 ice creams, and we'll have a special after that, won't we? Some other special there.
Yes, that's right. So now pink diosma reduced from $24.99 to $10.99. Now pink diosma is one of the hardiest bushes, and in springtime they're covered in these beautiful fine pink flowers. So really, really gorgeous plant. Great for a hedge, great for a specimen. Trim it into a ball, a square, a box, whatever you like. Trims up real easy, grows real fast, grows real tough, survives anywhere, wind, heat, drought, whatever it is, crook soil. Your pink diosma is going to flourish there. And these ones are in 8-inch pots. They're nice big plants. You see how big they are, and they are reduced to $10.99. So $10.99 for pink diosma.
Well, these are all really great prices. We've got a comment here saying you guys are so fun and cool, going to buy some plants now. That's right. Head over to hellohelloplants.com.au and you can get these deals.
Thank you.
Get his deals, and if you want Chris back in his pink tutu, just back in his pants, out of the pink tutu, then 15 ice creams. Yeah. This one's 10-inch, by the way. Yeah. Chris has been updated to a 10-inch.
Right. So what we've got here is a 10-inch can of gold. We're giving them away for a $14.99. So $14.99. Look at the colour of that, beautiful. So if you want, say, beside the pool, you want to feel like you're in the Bahamas or something like that, whack a few of these around the pool. Look at this fabulous cool colours like that, and make yourself a margarita, lay back on the lounge and enjoy being in the Bahamas with these beautiful golden Tropicanas.
Amazing. And then the goal just got reached on you going back into your pants. Chris, we might have to raise these goals a bit. So we'll do it in a moment, but Chris, you'll have to go back into your pants because that's what
so now
goals achieved.
Now we've got the Aloe Ivory Dawn. Now this might look a bit ugly, but in winter, it might look a little ugly, a little prickly, but what's good about this plant here is that if you wanted a plant that you never, ever, 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 ever have to water, here it is. And you could have an entrance to your farm, you could have these out in front of the factory, and then have a look at these flowers. Just in late winter, they're going to be absolutely covered for weeks and weeks and weeks in the most beautiful sort of creamy pinky flowers, and it's called Ivory Dawn. And normally they're pretty pricey, but this one here has been reduced from $19.99 to $10.99. So $10.99, and this is normally a bit of a collector's plant. Great if you want something really, really tough and really interesting. Grow them in a pot on the balcony. Grow them in the garden, mass plant them at $10.99. You can afford to mass plant them and they'll multiply and spread and give you glorious winter flowers.
They look fantastic. Now, Chris, go get changed. We have time because there's still 42 products to get through and we've got just under an hour, so we're good.
If you go now. You can explain to people how they could...
So people who've just joined us just to understand what's going on is we've got a Easter Growers Direct flash sale, which is basically plants at incredible prices. Chris has got to go back into his pants because we had a goal which was achieved on getting Chris back into his pants. Someone said, Sylvia said she wants the Chris doll. I'll have to show you, we created a Chris doll earlier this morning. We'll see if we can make that happen, Sylvia. If enough people want that doll, we can maybe bring it into reality. So right now we've got the Growers Direct flash sale where you've got plants at incredible prices. Some of them are even like a quarter of the price. Most of them are half price. Incredible, incredible prices. And it's all plants which are designed for your Easter planting project. So Chris has gone through what are the best products at this time of year to plant. And you can head over to hellohelloplants.com.au right now, or you can click the QR code, which should be on the screen. There you go, nice and big for you. If you can't see that and you're on TikTok, you can see it in the background on the TV screen. That will get you to the page that has all of the sale items there. They are limited in quantity. We do have another Growers Direct flash sale happening on Saturday, which will replace some of these items, and we're gonna have advanced featured trees this Saturday at 12 p.m, which you also don't wanna miss. We are open every day over the Easter long weekend, so you can either shop with us online, which you can do anyway 24/7, or you can come in store. We're open every day over the Easter long weekend, including Good Friday and the Easter Monday. So head over there now. You can call us. Our sales staff are on standby. The phone number is 039359 331. And for those of you who've just joined us, we had a couple of goal targets going where Chris had to get into his pink tutu. The goal was achieved, and then for those of you who didn't want Chris in his pink tutu, wanted him back in his pants, we had another goal, and now Chris has gone back into his pants. I think we're going to have one last goal in today's live, which is to get Chris into bunny ears to keep the Easter spirit. That's the next goal we'll create, but we'll have to keep going with the live. We're only up for another 52 minutes. Chris is back in his pants now.
Now, if you want to, do you want to know what my favourite hydrangea is? Or hydrangea
is it the snowball?
It's this one here. It's your oak leaf hydrangea, and I'll show you why I like this hydrangea. What it is most hydrangeas, hydrangeas, they in November they're just gloriously coloured in flowers. Then the flowers last month after month after month after month, right through till sort of mid to late May, and then the flowers start to rot, and then the leaves start to rot, and then everything starts to rot. And then what you end up with, by the middle of winter, it's like something from a horror movie. Your hydrangea turns terrible, and so. But anyway, so if you don't like that terrible rotting look that hydrangeas take on for the winter, this is the answer. Have a look at this one here. Look at this beautiful colour here. Now, my mum used to have these out in her garden, and in winter it was one of the most colourful and beautiful parts. In the dead of winter, you had this beautiful dark burgundy foliage. They don't grow too tall, and it's a lovely sort of oak leaf. It's really, really lovely colour there. So,
perfect.
So basically what your oak leaf hydrangea does is that at the end of winter it's covered in burgundy foliage. Then as it starts to warm into spring, new green leaves actually push the burgundy foliage off, and gradually the green leaves take over and the burgundy foliage falls to the ground. And then not long after those new leaves emerge, beautiful white long flowers with a sort of a conical sort of flower forms, and you have this fabulous white flower and green foliage and this lovely big oak leaf on it. So the flowers just sitting on these beautiful oak leaves, absolutely fabulous white flower oak leaves. Then gradually as you move through towards the autumn, the flowers turn pink and then turn green, and gradually the flowers die and rot, but the burgundy foliage, the foliage turns burgundy, and you've got that for the whole winter again. So I think there's probably hydrangeas around with a nicer flower than the oak leaf hydrangea, but no other hydrangea looks better for the whole year than an oak leaf hydrangea. And oak leaf hydrangeas can be a little bit classy, a little bit expensive, a little bit hard to get, and we've got them here for really, really good price. We've got them here reduced from $19.99 to $10.99. Now a lot of stores are selling these for 30, 40, 50 bucks. They're a bit of a sort of a collector's plant really, but you can afford to mass plant these in the shady corners of your garden. But also the other thing I've noticed about oak leaf, they'll take quite a bit of sun. My mum used to grow them pretty much in full sun. So $10.99, oak leaf hydrangeas, very, very beautiful hydrangea.
Lovely, and we've just set up our new goal, which is to get Chris into Easter Bunny ears. If you'd like to see him in the Easter spirit with Easter Bunny ears, you can do that. We're looking for 25. I think they're like love heart thingies.
Okay, no worries. So, I don't know if people are going to take me seriously with bunny ears.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
All right, we've got to power through these last few items now. Where are we? We're up to...
What we've got is the Spring Pearl Indian Hawthorn.
Yeah.
Now, what it is, you've got your I'll talk to you about the Oriental Pearl. The Oriental Pearl grows into a beautiful round ball, and it's a green lush ball. Now, domes and balls in the garden are all the fashion at the moment, but a lot of domes and balls are hard work. You're out there trim, and these ones here are a natural ball. These will naturally turn around and turn into a lovely round ball, and then at the end of winter, late winter, they're suddenly covered in beautiful fragrant white blossom, and that lasts for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. Then the flowers drop off and you're back to your green ball again. But what's interesting is that your Oriental Pearl it's a patented plant, so every time you buy one you're paying royalties. Now here you have a spring pearl. Now I defy you to tell the difference between an Oriental Pearl and a spring pearl. They both look the same to me. You can't tell the difference. Green ball, white flowers, all the same thing. What's different is it's not patented. So you can get a beautiful, if you were buying an Oriental Pearl, which is what most people buy, you'd be paying around $35 for one this size. A little bit expensive, and that's because of the royalties. And right now we've got this one here. We've got your reduced from $34.99 to $21.99 for a good size plant.
Spring pearl, that's it.
Spring pearl, $21.99, great price, and this will have beautiful white flowers this spring. And plant this, and within 2 years you have a lovely big green ball with white blossoms in spring.
We've done some really good videos on these as well. They were planted down in Essendon Fields, and they look really awesome. All right, it's all part of the Growers Direct flash sale. Plenty of great prices.
Now, I think what I get people in every day, they want a Hampton-style garden, and they've got a sunny front yard, and they want hydrangeas. So how do you grow hydrangeas in a sunny front yard? Well, there's two words to it. It's called Sunday Fraise. Now, Sunday Fraise, a mate of mine grows these, and he grows them in a hot, sunny paddock. And as long as he keeps the water up to them, they have beautiful foliage and beautiful flowers. These ones are moving into their autumn phase, sort of pinks and greens. But in spring and up until probably mid-February, these were a beautiful, brilliant white. And these are just little tiny flowers here. But once you plant this in your garden and you get a good, strong, mature flower, the flowers are about 40 centimetres long and 30 centimetres wide. Amazing flowers. They're like giant white balloons suspended above your plant. But basically, with plenty of, you can grow this in the shade, you can grow it in the semi-shade, you can grow it in the morning sun, afternoon shade, or you can grow it in the sun. And as long as you keep the water up to it, it's the hydrangea that's number one for a sunny spot, and great for your Hampton-style garden. And these, if you hunt around town looking for a price on these, most people $50-$60. We've got these for $29.99. So $29.99. Sunday Fraise, the two words that you use when you want to put a hydrangea in the sun.
Cool. We've got a quick question here asking, I'm in Brisbane, can I still order online?
You can still order online, but we have to deal with the freight. Large volumes we put on a pallet. Little bits and pieces we can post up to you.
Yeah. And some of these plants, would they be okay in Brisbane, or? Probably want to.
Yes and no.
Maybe give us a call.
Yeah, so what you might do is some of these plants would be great in Brisbane. So what you want to do is talk to some of our sales staff and make sure you're not shipping up things that don't want to be in Brisbane.
Yeah, 0393593331. Sales staff are on standby. You can give us a call now.
Now, Cottonus Grace reduced from $39.99 to $19.99. Now that's this is a cutting grown smoke bush. This is going to have beautiful sort of smoky, fluffy flowers. But what's amazing about Cottonus Grace is it's colouring up beautifully. I'll just take this couple of leaves over and show you. It's an amazing, no other autumn colour tree is quite this colour. Have a look at this here.
That's really, really nice.
It's an amazing colour, absolutely amazing, beautiful colour like that. It's a fabulous colour, and so unique colour. And this is kind of in spring it's a sort of a purpley pink rather than just a purple. And then it's kind of odd, it's a kind of a strange colour all year round, and then amazingly sort of, I'd call this an electric pink a very rich electric pink in the autumn. So if you want to have some amazing colour in your garden, consider the Cottonus Grace, and normally a $50, $60 plant. These ones here are good size and they're $19.99.
Perfect. All right, it's all part of the Growers Direct flash sale. All these products are live at these prices right now, but they are in limited quantities. If you want to get Chris in the Easter Bunny ears, there is a goal happening over on TikTok. Just need 25 love hearts.
Yeah. Now what we've got here is direct from Japan. We've got a Japanese hydrangea called Tardiva. Now Tardiva has a really interesting flower. You can see it there, a beautiful white flower. It has a beautiful leaf, look fabulous in your garden. Get that exotic Japanese kind of feel and look in your hider range. And it's also, this is a good one, very strong stems on this one. And there's, in America, what's popular is what's called a hider range tree, where you run it up on a single stem and create a bush on top, sort of like a weeping cherry, but it's a standard hider range. And Tardiva has the strength and the beauty to carry off being a tree hider range. And we've got them reduced from $39.99 to $19.99. Beautiful big solid plants. This will give you a fabulous show next summer. And again, this one here will take a fair, not quite as good as Sunday Phrase, but it'll take quite a bit of sun. I've seen it growing in the sun before.
Perfect. So Sunday Phrase or Tardiva?
Tardiva, yep. Not quite as good as Sunday Phrase with that, but only $19.99.
Yeah, massive products too. All part of Growers Direct flash sale. All right, we'll keep moving along. Get Chris in his bunny ears for 25 Love Heart. The goal is on TikTok if you want to join in.
Yeah. Now have a look at this thing here. Look at those beautiful flowers. This is one of the most beautiful flowering Viburnum, and it's called Mauricii. And this is a sort of a connoisseur's one. It's the sort of thing that if you knew your plants and the sort of thing you'd pop in your garden, and in spring you've got these fabulous horizontal branches with soft green foliage on it and amazing big circles of fabulous rich white flowers. Absolutely fantastic. Now the thing with Mauricii is that there's lots of things that have fabulous spring blossom, or they have fabulous autumn colour, fabulous this or fabulous that, but this is a plant that gives you two shows, and this is what I wanted to show you today. Have a look at this autumn colour here. It is beautiful, this autumn colour. I'll show you just quickly. Fabulous autumn colour. So not only do you get a fabulous show of white blossom in spring, but check out this rich plum kind of autumn colour.
Yeah,
look at that
lovely.
there. It's
up
really,
a bit more for that one. Yep. Yeah, and then bring it over here.
Yeah, and
not
see
too
that
close.
there? Beautiful,
Perfect,
like beautiful autumn colour. So incredible show of green leaves and white flowers in spring, and then fabulous autumn colour in autumn. And it's a nice medium-sized bush, easy to grow. Grow it in the shade. And these ones here are Mauricio, $36.99 down to $19.99.
That's it. Lovely. All right, let's keep moving along in the Growers Direct flash sale. All of these items are available right now. Head over to hellohelloplants.com.au.
Here we are. What we've got here is Peace Baby. So sort of, I'd say
Tibutina.
an old hippie nurseryman probably come across this, and some old hippie nurseryman living probably in northern New South Wales, and he's developed this fabulous, beautiful foliage, beautiful buds, and have a look here at these amazing white flowers. Look at that. When these are in, and what's going to happen, they're going to come into flower in a couple of weeks. They're going to flower for about 8 or 9 weeks, and they're going to give you the most amazing show. Now you want to plant these in a not too frosty spot, but Peace Baby is a very cool, let's call it groovy kind of shrub with masses of late autumn flowers. Fabulous. So Peace Baby, and Peace Baby has been reduced from $36.99 to $19.99. So $19.99, and it's a beautiful big plant. And if I was to count them, I reckon there's 50 buds on there. So you got 50 beautiful clusters of Peace Baby flowers to come.
Amazing value on this Easter plant sale. Yeah, Peace Baby, $19.99. Don't forget, we are running a little bit of a goal over on one of the platforms, which is 25 love hearts to get Chris into the Easter bunny ears.
Okay. Now here we have, I've got people driving across town because a lot of nurseries don't have many of these foxtail ferns, and we've got kind of a paddock full of them growing out the back, and so we've got them here, and we've reduced these big bushy ones. Now, not only do most people, nobody's got big bushy ones, but because we're cultivating quite a few, I've potted a few on into bigger size, and we've got these big bushy ones, and they are a mere $69.99. That's the sort of money people are selling small ones for, $69.99. Now, if you were to plant this in a pot or plant in the garden, in no time at all, you'll have an enormous big bushy foxtail fern, and it's in a small garden. This is a beautiful centerpiece. It grows in the sun, grows in the shade, almost any soil, bit of water, bit of fertilizer, easiest thing in the world to grow, and $69.99 reduced from $89.99.
All right, head over to the Growers Direct flash sale happening right now at hellohelloplants.com.au.
Now, in my garden designs, this would be one of my favourite plants because it's so bright, and a lot of people want colour, and things that flower might flower for a month or 2 or 3 or 4, but then they'll stop flowering and you'll just have some dull little plant. And so for my customers that come in and they want colour, 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 I use kaleidoscope all the time, and I'll use it with silver foliages and purple and red foliages. But I use kaleidoscope because it can be shaped into a ball, trimmed into a hedge, grown in a pot, grown in a garden. It can be grown in semi-shade or shade, and it'll give you this beautiful colour. I'll take you in close on this and have a look at the label here. This will give you colour 365 days of the year. So if you want colour in your garden 365 days a year, now at your local nursery, these can be pricey. These are beautiful big plants, and this will be the last week that they'll be this cheap. We're giving them away for $12.99. So $12.99, beautiful colourful plants, $12.99.
Wow, more than half or nearly half price off.
Yeah.
If you want Chris in the bunny ears, you just need to heart me, send him a heart on TikTok here. We've got one, which is great. So we're on the road to the right direction, get him in the Easter bunny ears for the Easter spirit.
Yeah, now it's a bit late in the season for these to really show them off, but this is a wonderful thing to have in your garden. This is a 9-bark in an 8-inch pot. Now you plant this in your now you can grow this under trees, grow it in almost any soil, a little bit of water, a little bit of fertilizer, and it's going to grow about 1.5 meters tall and 1.5 meters wide with beautiful arching branches. And in spring it's going to be covered in purple foliage with lovely white flowers, and then purple foliage all through the summer and right into the autumn. And then in autumn the foliage will turn golden. You'll have golden foliage in the autumn, and then beautiful masses of beautiful fine arching branches in the winter. And we also have these in other colours, and on a big property I'll often design it to plant 5 or 7 of these together and make a big patch of sort of low spreading colour. Really beautiful plant, and these are normally a pricey collector's item, and we've got these ones here down from $36.99 to $19.99, so $19.99 for your Physocarpus.
Yeah, and that wraps up our foliage, plants and flowering shrubs as part of the Easter Growers Direct Flash Sale. All of these items are available right now to purchase at hellohelloplants.com.au, or you can come in store or give us a call and purchase them right now. We've got about 30 more items to get through, so we'll have to race through the last few. If you want Chris in a bunny ears, you can do it as a goal running over on TikTok. You just have to give him a heart me, and 25 or 24 more heart me's to go, I think. Yeah,
so here we've got the New Zealand flax. Now New Zealand flax is frost hardy, heat hardy, poor soil hardy, drought hardy, every sort of hardy, and it's a great source of colour. Now this would be lovely to plant it with a silvery plant or a golden plant. Even something like those kaleidoscopes are up here. Actually, give us one of them kaleidoscopes. I'll just show you how good this looks with a kaleidoscope. And but anyway, these, expect to pay for something this size at your local nursery. Expect to pay $19.90. So see how your kaleidoscope just lifts something. Look at that. Look at that. With the, look at that.
Yeah.
Isn't that fantastic? Yeah. Beautiful. So thanks for that. So this one here, we've got these they're really big and they're really cheap. They're reduced from $16.99, which would be cheap for something like this, to $8.99. Now,
for that size.
The thing that you want to know about these, there's your cordyline. Now your cordyline mostly turns into a sort of a palm tree, and you end up with the purple leaves up in the sky and you can't see them anymore, and this big dark trunk. These bush at ground level and they don't ever develop a trunk. So if you want that purple look of a cordyline but you don't want a big trunk and a big tree in your garden, these purple dark delight flaxes are the answer.
They're the answer, yeah, that's right. All right, part of the Growers Direct Flash Sale. Crazy price on those, $8.99, especially for that size. Looking at grasses, borders and strappy plants now.
So here we've got one of my favourite plants, and I'm gonna give you a close look at these. Have a look at I want you to look at what it is. These flower for 5 months a year with beautiful purple flowers, but have a look at that lovely stripy foliage there. Look at that beautiful stripy foliage. So these are really pretty all year round. Now I get lots of people when I'm doing garden designs who want to have a border, but they don't want to be trimming the border all the time. Now basically you could plant a border of this. I'd plant 3 or 4 of them to the metre, and they'll spread and fill in nicely. And they basically make the lowest maintenance border that you can get your hands on. If you're a little bit fussy, you could trim off the dead flowers once a year, but if you're not too fussy, don't trim off the dead flowers at all. Just let them go. And they need a minimum of water, a minimum of fertilizer. They don't need flash soil, and they make the most beautiful border. You can see a border just here right now. So fabulous border, and probably the lowest maintenance and most beautiful border. And I put this sort of one into all different types of gardens, and I think they look great.
All right, Growers Direct Flash Sale. All of these deals are available right now. If you want Chris in those bunny ears, you've only got 30 minutes to go.
Yeah.
Goal is live right now.
Yeah. Now, this is a beautiful plant. What this does, it's called Carrick's Frosted Curls, and anyone could grow these anywhere. And when they're mass planted, you can make a beautiful modern garden. And you plant them probably about this far apart, and what they do is they grow up about 30, 40 centimetres, and then they weep over and they give off a beautiful silvery green effect. Have a look at that. You can sort of see the colour here. Have a look at that there. See that lovely silvery colour? So beautiful silvery colour, and lovely weeping. These will develop into a beautiful little weeping plant, and you can test plant one or two here and there in the garden, or you could do a whole mass planting of them and make a beautiful. I'm seeing these quite a bit. Even at the garden show, I saw these being used in some of the really flash landscapes. So they're a very flash kind of a thing. And normally you'd pay $12.99. These are $6.99. So we're giving them away for $6.99.
$6.99 is very good actually for that size. Perfect for garden designing.
Yeah.
So we're open all Easter long weekend. We're open and free delivering and free garden designing, aren't we, Chris?
Yeah, and knowing that it's easy to buy from this sale. You could come in the door right now and you could grab yourself them silver frosty curls right off the floor. Or you could ring up and order them, or you could go online and you could order them. They're easy to get, it's easy to buy. And if you're spending over $300, we deliver free over most of Victoria.
How do you call? You call us, don't you? You go, hello, like.
Yeah, so you go, hello. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway,
Growers Direct Flash Sale happening right now. Let's move along.
So here we have the Peter Pan Agapanthus. Now, Peter Pan Agapanthus is a great plant. It's virtually indestructible. I don't think you can kill one. I've never heard of a customer killing their Peter Pan. Now, your Peter Pan, beautiful fine foliage, kind of like a liriope, but much, much hardier than a liriope. Nothing much eats it or anything like that. And you can plant this as a border, and then for a couple of months in the summer, you've got beautiful, lovely sort of Moby blue flowers, and not too big. Foliage grows about that high, flowers and all you grow about this high like that. So it's a nice low border. Plant 3 or 4 to the metre, and we've got them nice and cheap. They're reduced from $13.99 to $6.99. So $6.99.
Amazing.
Here's a border for your Easter gardening project. $6.99 each. Plant 3 or 4 to the metre.
Amazing. All part of the Growers Direct Flash Sale. Now, if you want Chris in this rabbit ears, we can see it in there. Oh, okay, yeah. If you want Chris to look like that, we're putting pink tutu as well. We do need to meet the target.
Now the number one selling plant, ornamental plant in Australia is Lomandra Tanika. Now Lomandra Tanika has been sold millions a year, and the reason why it's been sold is it's green and lush. I love it because it moves in the wind. But you can grow it in the worst soil, the driest and hottest, most terrible conditions, that stays green and lush all year. It doesn't go to seed, it doesn't die off, it just looks green and lush all year. Beautiful plant, landscape around your factory, landscape around your farm, landscape around your house. Fabulous green, and often when I'm doing fire pits, I reckon you get a lovely designing fire pits into gardens. I'll put these around the fire pit, and it gives you that nice out in the bush kind of feeling.
How much are they going for at the moment?
And often, if you go to your local nursery, you maybe can't find one of these for under $15 or $16.
Wow.
These ones have been reduced from $9.99 to $5.99.
Incredible. Great for landscaping. It's part of the Easter garden flash sale happening right now for your Easter garden projects.
Yeah. Now here we have the bluest fescue on the market. Now this Beyond Blue here is definitely the bluest you can get. Very, very reliable. A lot of fescues sort of, you put them in, they look okay when you buy them, and they bugger up after a few weeks. They look terrible, go to seed, do something awful. You'll find these really reliable and good. I've been growing them for about a year and I love them.
Beyond Blue, got a special price, don't they?
Beyond Blue fescue, and they're down from $14.99 to $7.99.
Wow. Secret price on the Growers Direct flash sale.
Yeah.
Head over to hellohelloplants.com.au right now. If you want Chris in the bunny ears, you can do that.
Now, one of the hottest selling. Yeah, can't give us. What do we have to give us?
Yeah, they have to give us. So the goal is actually over on TikTok, but we can have goals on the other platforms.
Yeah.
You have to give us 25 love heart things.
So 25 love hearts, and I'll put on the rabbit's ears and look a little silly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And go absolutely.
Yeah. So lemon lime Nandina. I might even hop like a rabbit if they.
All right.
I'll
hop
put on
like
the ears
a rabbit.
and I'll hop like a rabbit. Yeah.
There you go.
So lemon lime Nandina, 8-inch pot, from $29.99 to $24.99. What's interesting? These are beautiful big plants. They're 8-inch pots. At probably your local nursery, they're $24, $25, $26, $27, but that's for a 6-inch pot. These are 8-inch pots, $24.99. Fabulous.
They look
deal.
awesome, and awesome in pots as well.
Yeah.
All right, so now we are moving on to hedges and screens.
Yeah. Now, what happens is that hedges kind of go through fashions. Now, going back 30 years ago, everybody wanted a fine leaf Pittosporum hedge, a James Sterling, a Silver Sterling, and then they went to lily pillies. Now the trend for a nice modern garden is your viburnum, and these are beautiful rich green leaf viburnum. They have a copper tip on them. Now viburnums, because they're the height of fashion, can be a bit expensive, but these have been reduced from $29.99 to $17.99, so $17.99. Copper tip viburnum, $17.99. Fabulous buy.
Absolutely perfect. Part of the Growers Direct flash sale.
And I reckon that anybody with a bit of water and fertiliser and a bit of weed control could grow a 2-metre hedge in 18 months with these. They're very
they make
fast
a really
growing.
good hedge actually.
Yeah, a really good hedge, easy and fast to grow.
And they look great too, that's the main thing.
Right.
All right, next we got here.
Yeah, English box. These are a foot tall, and they're going out for $6.99.
Wow, this is cheaper than bare rooted prices, I reckon, for that size.
So they're going out for $6.99.
$5.49, Chris.
What is it?
$5.49.
Oh, sorry, I got the wrong. $5.49. That's even more extreme.
More crazy.
$5.49. Now you want to jump in. If you need an English box hedge, jump in, because they're not going to stay at that price.
No.
I know how much money we're losing at that price. So $5.49. Limited number, limited time, $5.49.
Hello plants.
Foot tall English box.
That's it. All right. A few more items to get through, folks. If you missed anything today, you can head over to the YouTube page, Hello Plants, and rewatch the live if you missed any of the products today.
So dwarf lily pilly. Now this one here is an Euonymus Tom Thumb, which sounds like they're speaking Chinese, but what it is that this one here, what that Euonymus Tom Thumb means, this one is not a big grower. It only grows 3 or 4 meters. It grows fairly quickly. It's really, really tough. Poor soil, hot conditions, frost. It'll take frost. It'll take lots of difficult situations. But best of all, there's a beetle ravaging the lily pilly hedges around Melbourne, and the beetle will not touch this particular variety. And the psyllids, which cause the bumps on the leaves, they don't touch it. So if you want a bug-free, frost-hardy, drought-hardy, poor soil hardy, moderate size, fast-growing, tough lily pilly, Euonymus Tom Thumb, and we're just about giving them away for $6.99. Nice big bushy plant, $6.99. You can't go wrong.
Yeah, perfect.
Anybody
for that size. Garden deals galore.
Anybody can afford to block out the neighbours.
Absolutely. Growers Direct flash sale. Garden deals galore. helloplants.com.au. These are live right now. 0393593331 if you want to order them.
Now, what you'll find is your cypresses have their own set of problems. This is a cypress-like hedge. This grows into a beautiful cypress-style hedge, or it can be grown as a specimen. When I was a kid, whenever there was a show on, they used to grow beautiful big conical pruned up ones of these in barrels, and they'd bring them down from the Melbourne City Council Nursery and put them all through the Melbourne show, or put them all through everywhere. So it's a very, when you touch it like that, it's beautifully fragrant. It's a really lovely fern-like foliage. Now these make the most beautiful hedges, most beautiful specimens. They trim beautifully. You can trim them really, really hard, and they bush back beautifully. If you're finding your cypress hedge is hard to manage, this is a cypress style hedge that grows quickly. is free of most diseases and problems, grows very, very quickly. I think if you planted these and really looked after them, 1.8 metres in 1 year would be no problem at all. So really fabulous plant, and these have been reduced from $14.99 to $6.99. So $6.99, Theoblicata fastigiata, $6.99.
Or Western Red Cedar, isn't it?
Yeah, or Western Red Cedar.
Perfect for hedges and screens. Sorry.
Yeah,
it's our Easter Growers Direct Flash
Yeah.
Sale, and you can order and purchase any of these plants right now at these prices.
Now
Only
it's-
limited quantities though.
It's a funny thing. I used to go to Sydney and I'd see Japanese box everywhere, and I'd never see a Japanese box in Melbourne. But in the last 4 or 5 years, Melbourne people have sort of switched on to Japanese box. Now, Japanese box has a different texture and a different colour to your English box. It's faster growing. You can cut it into a ball, cut it into a hedge. Now, where to grow, say, a Japanese box hedge, say 1.8 metres tall, or to grow an English box hedge 1.8 metres tall might take 8 or 9 years. But with Japanese box, it would only take 3 or 4 years to grow a 1.8 metre hedge, and you'll find it to be a very, very hardy, long-lived hedge, easy to grow. Because it's a bigger, faster plant, you plant less per metre. 3 or 4 to the metre will grow you a nice hedge. Or it's very popular to trim these up into beautiful box balls. And Japanese, and normally they're a bit pricey because they're kind of a bit new on the market in Melbourne. $12.99 would be, $12.99, $14.99 for plants like this. We're doing these ones here for $6.99. So $6.99 Japanese box.
All right, amazing. Growers Direct Flash Sale. These items are all live right now. helloplants.com.au.
Now here we've got Tom Thumb, Euonymus Tom Thumb. Now, these are the toughest box style hedge you can get. Say where some of your boxes will discolour. If you're in a frosty area, they'll discolour in the winter. They'll discolour with poor soil. These hold their colour. They take the heat. They take the dry. They take the poor soil. They'll grow in Shepparton, Ajuga, Bendigo, anywhere like that. They'll make a really good. And like I had one customer in Adelaide who failed with all different sorts of hedges. And we tried one of these hedges and it worked fantastic. So
amazing.
Where other hedges fail, the Tom Thumb will succeed. Plant 4 of them to the metre, and normally they're a $12.99 item. We've got them for $6.99 for your Tom Thumb hedge.
Very good. Growers Direct Flash Sale happening right now. It's for Easter. If you want christen those Easter bunny ears, we just need to meet that goal.
Now, the cousin of the Tom Thumb is the Green Rocket. Now, Green Rocket is kind of a plant rocket. It grows in a sort of a tall, pointy shape. It grows much, much quicker than Tom Thumb. Grows much bigger than Tom Thumb. Now, this could be kept as a low hedge at 40 or 50 centimetres with a bit of regular trimming, or it could be grown up, sort of 1.5 to 2 metres tall. So, and it's fast, it's tough, it's a really beautiful. Like you just got to
look great, yeah.
It's a really
deep green, like English box.
And I've had customers that have failed. They've been in a hot, dry area. Have a look at this lovely, lush foliage. I've had customers that were in a hot, dry area and their English box hedges failed. And this would be 10 or 12 years ago, and we've replaced it with a Green Rocket hedge, and the Green Rocket hedge has rocketed away and done fabulously.
Yeah, amazing.
So if you're in an area where you're having trouble with English box, consider Green Rocket, and they're $7.99 for these big, beautiful plants.
Wow, it's awesome for that size. All right, Growers Direct Flash Sale at helloplants.com.au. All right, we've got a big product here, so we'll just move back a little bit.
Now,
garden deals galore.
What I want to talk about here is this is Ficus hilli. It's not hilli flash, which is the common one on the market. I snapped these ones up because they're almost impossible to get these days. And what you'll find with your Ficus hilli, it's much more frost hardy than the flash. Like I've got a customer in Mildura who's growing these successfully in Mildura where the frosts are really quite horrific. So these are frost hardy. They have a beautiful white trunk if you trim up and clean up the trunk. They have a prettier foliage. They have sort of a longer leaf that's sort of more weepy in that. They have a lusher, prettier foliage. And we've got these big 20-inch pot, enormous plants like this, and we're giving them away. We're absolutely giving them away for 20-inch pot from $3.99 to $179.99. So $179.99, and you're getting that the classic old-fashioned ficus, which is almost not on the market anymore.
Yeah, crazy value. So did you say $179.99 for that?
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. That's huge. Instant feature or a hedge and screen. If you want to see Chris in some Easter gear, just give us some love me's. I think that's what they call little love hearts.
Yeah. Okay, so here I've got the Glauca pencil pine. Now, Glauca pencil pines, these ones here are pretty small and unimpressive, but they're the real deal. These are the ones that have not too many nuts. They grow tall and slim, nice and dark green, and they don't have the big branches dropping off them here and there. They keep their shape, and they'll grow 6, 7, 8, 9 meters tall. Now, if you don't want to spend a fortune and you want to do an avenue of these, or you want to do a screen of these, and these are a very sensible screen, these have been reduced from $19.99 to $8.99. $8.99, and Glauca pencil pines grow really quick. I think if you planted these, watered and fertilized them, you'd have them up 2.5 meters in 2 years. So 1.5 in 1 year, 2.5 in 2 years. So fast growing, easy to grow. They like, weed control, a bit of water, a bit of fertilizer, and you can grow an avenue, grow a screen, grow a hedge. Glauca pencil pines, $8.99.
Wow, amazing. All right, and thank you for all the questions we've been receiving here today. Obviously, we're getting through our Growers Direct flash sales, a lot of items to get through. Chris won't be able to answer all the questions we have here today. What have we got here next, Chris?
Now, when I've been travelling around in LA and that, along the freeways where there's no irrigation and it's very, very hot and very, very dry and the soil's quite poor, they plant these oleanders, and they'll have miles of them along the edges of the freeway, and they're beautiful for months and months and months in summer, probably 3-4 months a year. They're covered in these beautiful, you can get them in whites or pinks. This is a white one here, so very classy looking plant. Now these ones here, this one here is 6 foot tall. They're probably not all 6 foot tall, but some of them be even a bit taller, but they've been reduced from $99 to $39.99. So $39.99. If you've
that's great. Yeah.
If you've got a spot that's a bit difficult, maybe poor soil, hot, dry, and you want to have lots and lots of summer and autumn flowers, white oleander, $39.99.
Yeah, amazing. All right, we have to rapidly get through these last few items here. Now looking at pink ones.
We've got one flower here. It's a beautiful flower. I'm gonna pick it and show it to you. Have a look at this. So this one's just as tough, but it's a beautiful double pink. Look at that.
All right, Growers Direct
beautiful double pink, and it's $39.99. And this will be covered in flowers for 3-4 months of the year. Grow in the most difficult size.
From $150, so I think
that's right. Yeah, they're really reduced down to $39.99.
Someone's asking what plant is that. I mean, I'm not sure which one they're referring to, but if you did miss any of the live today, we're going to be finished in 15 minutes. You can head to YouTube, go to Hello Hello Plants, and search for Hello Hello Plants. You'll see the live. Yeah, now my father had a big wholesale nursery. He used to grow more than 1 million plants a year, and he imported the first small leaf Petrosrums in from New Zealand back in the 60s. And the first one he brought in was James Sterling. Then he brought in all different varieties, so really, really popular, and he used to grow 10, 20,000 of the different varieties at the same time. And I asked him, after he'd been growing them for 20 odd years, I said to him, which is the best one? And he said, Silver Sheen is the best. And today I still think almost every week somebody brings out a new type of Petrosrum, but the best one on the market is what my dad says, it's a Silver Sheen. And Silver Sheen is fast growing, it's reliable, it doesn't get too much disease or anything. The most beautiful Petrosrum hedges all around Melbourne, beautiful old hedges, 20, 30 years old, amazing. All Silver Sheen. So Silver Sheen, number one, and the thing is that they don't have to cost you a fortune. These are $7.99, wow. So it's $7.99. You can afford to plant 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 of them, except we've only got 60 of them, so you better go for it. At that price, we've only got 60, that's right. These are limited quantities on the Growers Direct flash sale.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what we've got next.
Now, what we've got here...
Gardening deals unleashed on the Easter Growers Direct flash sale.
So now we're on the home stretch.
Yep.
And I'll lift this up so you can get a good look at this. This is these days, topiary is really popular. Now, this is a kind of a natural conical topiary. Now, if this was an English box, it'd be sort of like $200 this size. But if you wanted a sort of a lovely cone in a pot, maybe on the veranda or the courtyard, or you wanted a beautiful cones in the garden, here it is. And these ones here are reduced from $129.99 to $69.99, and we've got 30 of these available.
Yeah, only 30 available.
But plant a avenue, plant a hedge, plant a border, put them in a pot on your balcony. Fabulous plant and lovely soft soft fragrant foliage, beautiful shape, easy to shape, easy to look after. $69.99.
Absolutely. Growers Direct flash sale, incredible prices. This is all in Australian dollars, not US dollars. Someone was just asking what currency we're talking in, but it's all AUD. We're in Melbourne, Australia, and some of these deals are absolutely unbeatable, like less than wholesale in most cases.
These would be cheap even if they were American dollars.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Even if it's US dollars, it'd be cheap, wouldn't it?
That's right. So what we've got here is Snow Maiden Indian Hawthorn. Normally $59.99. This is sought after plant. This is great for hedges, great as a specimen. And in springtime, these are just covered in the most glorious thick white blossom. And these Snow Maiden here is reduced from $59.99 to $39.99.
Amazing.
And we've got 20 of them available. I'd plant them 70 or 80 centimetres apart and they'd make a beautiful hedge.
All right, so Growers Direct flash sale. Available now, helloplants.com.au.
For people who want to get a little bit of love into their life, what we've got here is a Sasanqua camellia, and it has this beautiful ruffled pink flower. And I might pick one and just show it to you up close.
It's got heaps of buds on it. So.
And on this, if I had to count them all, I'd guesstimate about 190 buds there.
Wow.
And have a look here. Have a look at this beautiful ruffled pink
nice
flower.
pink.
So if you were to buy one of these, you've got 190 flowers on the way.
Wow. And it's about to explode this time of year, isn't it, in Australia?
What's great, it's going to be covered in flowers probably for the next 10 or 12 weeks.
Excellent.
And because it flowers into the cooler weather, the flowers really, really last. Now, what's special about With Love is a lot of people have got narrow garden beds, they've got narrow gardens at the back or side of their house, and often with two-storey houses, it's a bit shady. So if you've got a shady, narrow garden, add some love. Put in With Love, and these ones here, these With Love ones here are With Love reduced from $129.99 to $69.99. So $69.99. Now I'm 6 foot tall. It's a little bit shorter than me, but not much.
Yeah, you can make a great hedge or screen with this as well. Like it would look really beautiful.
Yeah.
Wall of flowers, essentially.
They'll grow in the sun. They'll grow in the shade. Great for that narrow garden bed where you want to cover up the fence.
Perfect. All right, it's all part of the Growers Direct flash sale as we look at hedges and screens.
Now here we've got beautiful Portuguese laurel reduced from $139.99 to $69.99. So $69.99 for a beautiful Portuguese laurel. Now Portuguese laurel, hardy, dark green, very classy looking hedge covered in beautiful white flowers. And each white flower is like a cat's tail, sort of curves and goes like that. So beautiful white flowers.
Yeah, it looks amazing as a hedge.
Yeah.
We did a video which got over 1 million views on that particular hedge plant. Someone just asking if we export overseas.
So here
Chris?
we've got a
Sorry,
capital
Chris.
pear.
Someone just asking if we export overseas.
No, not
Probably
really,
not,
no.
yeah.
No.
Unfortunately, but we'd love to help you out if we could.
Yeah. So here you've got a capital ornamental pear. Now capital ornamental pear, beautiful white blossom in springtime, lovely dense dark green foliage in summer, and then fabulous burgundy autumn colour. They're just starting to
it's up on the screen
colour in
behind
my
you,
street.
yeah.
Beautiful colour.
Yeah.
Now why these are so popular is that they're a very narrow growing pear. So if you want to put you're on a suburban block and you want to put a row of these in, they're not going to spread and bush right across your block. They're not going to give you big problems or anything like that.
Yeah, and what are they costing at the moment as part of the sale?
They're down to $69.99. They're from
Look at that, it's massive too.
$139.99 down to $69.99. That's less than half price.
Unbelievable. All right, it's all part of the Growers Direct flash sale. Looks like we're not going to meet that Easter Bunny ears goal.
We're not.
No, I don't think we're going to meet it, but here we go. We're just going to do it anyway. You ready?
Yep.
We've only got 8 minutes to go.
Okay, so here we are.
We'll just do it anyway, because we're in the season of giving. Easter time here. And
There we are.
there you go. All right, well, for those of you that stuck around, you got rewarded, so good
Okay.
job. All right, Growers Direct flash sale. Let's keep going.
Now, the most popular ornamental pear in the world is your Cleveland ornamental pear, and there's a number of good reasons why this is so popular. First of all, it grows in a beautiful teardrop shape. It sort of is fat at the bottom and goes up to a point. And when you plant a row of them and they're all established, it looks like you've hired a gardener and he's clipped them all. They're like their topiary, so beautiful shape. And then the other thing that they do, apart from being a beautiful shape, they flower. If you plant a row of 20 or 30, they'll all start flowering on the one day, and they'll all finish flowering on the way down, then they'll all come into leaf straight afterwards. And then when they autumn colour, they all autumn colour at once. So beautiful shape, and there's this incredible uniformity that's in Cleveland that's better than any other pair. So if you're doing a big avenue and you want real uniformity, this is the one. And if you want cheap prices, buy them here and now. $69.99 for this one. Here's 2 metres tall, $69.99, down from $139.99.
All right, let's keep going. Here is part of the Gross Direct Flash Sale. All of these items are available and on sale right now. helloplants.com.au.
Right. Layton's Green Cypress. Now these have been reduced from
$22.99?
From $22.99 to $10.99. Now you want to snap these up because you're going to find that when these are gone, you will not. You'll go to the nursery and say, "Listen, I'd like to buy a 1.2 metre Layton's Green for $10.99," and people are going to laugh at you.
That's right. Garden deals unleashed this Easter.
Yeah, so $10.99
they'll laugh
for a
at you for the price,
1.2 metre
right?
Laytons. Don't get laughed at. Just buy them now. Don't go into your local nursery and ask for.
We can laugh at you. Laugh for getting them at that deal, basically.
Yeah, that's right. Now, one of the most beautiful magnolias is your fairy white magnolia. This one here. Now these are covered in buds. These are going to give you a beautiful show of flowers this spring. Now what these do is that these love to be trimmed. You can trim these into a hedge, trim them into a nice compact specimen, grow them in a pot, and in spring they have an incredible show, just masses and masses of beautiful white flowers. The white flowers are about this big, beautiful white flowers. They're fragrant and lovely fine foliage, and because of the fine foliage it makes them a good magnolia, probably the best magnolia for hedging. White the fairy, and they are reduced from $34.99 to $24.99. So $24.99, they're about 3 foot tall, great value.
All right, awesome. It's all part of the Gross Direct Flash Sale. Incredible value.
Now we might grab that, grab the spiral.
Just quickly here, we've got someone asking, do you ship to Florida? Probably not. Yeah.
No, we don't.
We would love to, but I can't help you out there.
Yeah.
Probably more based on quarantine issues than anything else, isn't it? Like,
yeah, that's right. Yeah, bit hard to ship to Florida. Love to do it, but can't do it.
Maybe one day.
Yeah. Now, have a look here. This is a Spartan conifer here, being trimmed up into a spiral. Now, I'll put this here to demonstrate. If you wanted to buy a conifer and trim it up into a beautiful hedge, or have it as a beautiful spire, or grow a lovely one in a pot, maybe like this afternoon I'm going to be designing a French provincial garden, and I'll probably use Spartans to punctuate that. You know, it's a large garden. I'll probably use the Spartan conifer to punctuate that garden. It's a great tree, and showing them here in a spiral, you don't have to do anything as difficult as that. Or, I mean, you could if you wanted to. I believe that this could even be trimmed into the shape of a chook and do fantastic, you know. So basically it's a very plastic tree. You could do whatever you want with it, but doing something simple like a square hedge or a nice pointy shape or something like that, dead easy with your Spartan conifer. And they grow quite quickly. For this one here, to grow as tall as this one here would only take 2 years, maybe 2.5 years at the most. So quite a fast grower. And these ones have been reduced from $21.99 to $18.99. So $18.99, nice healthy young Spartan conifers. I call Spartan conifers the fat pencil pine. So they're
Perfect.
The pencil pine that's a bit fatter than the rest.
They love a prune. All right,
Yep.
It's a Growers Direct Flash Sale. It's Easter Growers Direct Flash Sale, hence why Chris is in Easter bunny ears.
Now here we've got your water housia. Now, and these ones here, they're cutting grown. They're going to make a beautiful even hedge. And these ones here, they're a good 5 foot tall, and they've been reduced from $29.99 to $19.99. Now, weeping lily pillies don't have the red tips on them. They have almost no berries, like 99% less berries than almost any other lily pilly, and not many bugs go from, like those terrible beetles that strip the leaves off a lot of lily pillies will not touch your weeping lily pilly. So weeping lily pilly, $19.99, 5 foot tall, 30 of them available. 2 or 3 people can make a beautiful hedge with that.
Amazing. We're $29.99 down to $19.99. Limited quantities in the Growers Direct Flash Sale.
Now, some landscapers won't use any other magnolia other than Kay Parris. The reason is it has beautiful foliage, a beautiful shape, and big white fragrant flowers, fabulous white fragrant flowers. So it's a beautiful magnolia, and these ones here, you'd expect to pay, like these ones here normally $159.99, and they're 5 foot tall. You'd expect to pay that. Well established tree. These have been reduced to $69.99, so $69.99.
All right, excellent. Growers Direct flash sale happening right now. All of these products are live, limited quantities. We've only got 2 more products to look at here today on the live. But you can head over to YouTube, Hello Hello Plants. Search for Hello Hello Plants on YouTube, and you can watch this live in about 10 minutes if you missed any of the products on today's live.
Yeah, now have a look here. This is a lime crete, and it's a kind of a semi-lightweight pot. Now what's interesting about these pots here, now have a look at that with a, now what's interesting about this pot here is that they're very, very versatile. A lot of people, like basically there's no hole in the bottom. Have a look, there's no hole there, no hole. Now,
and they're lightweight, aren't they?
And they're lightweight. They're not super light, but they're light. They're easy to carry. And you've got a big one, a medium one, and a small one. And for the sort of money that you'd normally buy one nice big pot, we've got these ones here. We've got these ones here for. They're reduced from $249.99 for a set of 3 to $129.99, and we've got 10 sets available. So $129.99 for a set of 3, and because they've got no hole in them, you can use
for the 3, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So what you can do is you can buy yourself a nice indoor plant, and you put it in there, and it's not going to wet the carpet. And then what you do is when you want to water your indoor plant, you take it and you put it in the laundry trough, you give it a good soak, let it drip dry overnight, then pop it back into that pot. Now say you wanted to grow these outside, you want to use these outside, get hubby just to drill a hole in the bottom, a nice big hole, say about as thick as your little finger or something like that, and they'll drain. But if you wanted a pot that's not going to make the carpet wet, just leave them like they are and water and keep your indoor plants in the plastic pot and use these as a beautiful attractive pot cover, just like that. See that there like that? See how it makes a beautiful cover pot like that, and that is not going to drip on the carpet. So very, very versatile, and $129.90 gets you 3 of them, and normally you'd be paying more than $129.90. Look at this beautiful big pot here. This is the biggest one of the set. This would make a beautiful feature. You can have a beautiful 6-foot palm tree in the corner of the lounge room in that one there, and so that price is fabulous for that size.
All right, great. So this is the Growers Direct flash sale. You can purchase these right now. There's only 10 sets available at that price. Now we get to our final products, but all of these products are available right now online at hellohelloplants.com.au. You can order them online over the phone 03 9359 3331, or visit us in store 1477 Sydney Road, Camberfield. Do not deliver overseas at this point in time, for those asking, but thank you for the questions.
These are really good quality little Ficus Flash Standards, and lovely straight stem, beautiful little head on them, and normally I can't even buy these wholesale for $24.99, but we've got these going out, and there's a few available. There's 40 of them available. Now these are great to put up the driveway. They're great to put in a pot. A lot of people put them up the garden path and they put a nice little flower or something in between. Or some people get these and they plant them in a row and grow them into a pleached hedge. Like you just let this grow 2 or 3 meters tall and become a beautiful pleached hedge. And if you do your pleached hedge, I'll put them 1.2 meters apart. But these are very versatile, useful plants. We normally sell this plant here for $49.99. These are $24.99. So if you've got an Easter garden project and you want to dress up the front garden, standard ficus, $24.99, 40 available this Easter.
All right, limited quantities. That's the last product for today. So for those who are still watching us, thank you for sticking around. And we're open all Easter long weekend. These products, how long are these products available for? Another week or until Saturday when we have the new live?
We're doing our next one on Tuesday. Our next one, next
live is Saturday.
We've got a live on Saturday, but actually we should talk about that. What we're doing is I've gone to an advanced tree guy.
Yeah, this Saturday 12 p.m.
Yeah, Saturday 12 p.m. I've gone to an advanced tree grower, and I've got a range of 70 amazing advanced trees. Weeping cherries with trunks like that, giant, big, beautiful weeping maples, beautiful, amazing, unbelievable Japanese maples, some of the most unbelievable stuff you've ever seen. And what we're doing is what we're calling this sale is advanced trees at not too advanced prices. So basically, if you're looking for a couple of feature trees in the garden, Saturday, 12 o'clock, come there and scoop yourself up. And there's only 1s and 2s of everything, but scoop yourself up that special tree for that special spot in the garden.
Yep.
So that's 12 o'clock, and then
this Saturday. And if you want to get the current deals, that's them there.
Yeah. And then
we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, Chris.
Our next big sale, there's only 70 items in that one now. Our next sale of 100 items is next Friday at 12 o'clock.
Yeah, Friday, that sounds...
Not this Friday, but next Friday.
Yeah, and then we're going to, for those who come to the live Q&A with Chris, we're going to move it to Tuesday next week, because Monday's a public holiday here. So Tuesday will be your next live Q&A where you can ask Chris any of your gardening questions or any other question.
Yeah. Yeah, like,
and maybe we can run some goals in that. No, we don't really do that with
like what sort of fuel should I run my Volkswagen, my 1959 Volkswagen?
Just see what Chris comes up with. It could be interesting.
Yeah.
All right, so head over now if you want to purchase. Again, they are limited quantities. You can head over to hellohelloplants.com.au, or the QR code is on the screen right now. And yeah, thank you very much for joining us.
Great, thank you. And thank you all the staff for putting together a fabulous live today. We had lots of fun. It was a really good live. Thank you. We've presented lots of beautiful plants to lots of beautiful people.
Yeah, and hopefully we see you this Easter.
Yeah, great.